last week, Halloween, we opened with
Spooky.
screams ripping through the streets as the party turned to see a man collapse and a grotesque kidney creature skittering through the street. They were quickly able to dispatch it, and several of the party worked to resuscitate the man that had fallen, who was unfortunately not able to recall much of what happened. Gabitha scooped up the remains of the creature before the group proceeded on to Graldrat's house, as was the plan initially. Inside, found some signs of struggle, but most alarmingly, the body of Amina Darkfern. Near the body, both inside and outside, were muddy footprints that seemed to pass through the wall. And Amina seemed to have been killed by a single blow to the heart. To get some more information, group took the body to the Golden Bee, where Sorrells was still awake and working, and he was able to confirm suspicions and also say that Amina had been dead for over a day, meaning the person that was met at the mill that morning was someone else. Decided to go to one of the bonfires and see if you could identify the imposter who you expected to find there. Zell and Aram were able to locate her, or whoever is pretending to be her, at one of the fires, telling stories of Graldrat's death, despite saying earlier that they were going to keep quiet about it. Confronting her, disguised at first, he broke up the conversation and were able to learn that she was planning on meeting someone at the mill later that night. She slipped away from the bonfire area, and the group followed her for some time, noticed a spell being cast in the shadows of one of the houses before she made her way up to the mill, presumably to meet this person. Confronting her once again, this time with the entire group in tow, quickly dropped her ruse, pulled out an amulet with a large cat's eye on it, and muttered something in Amoran, attempting to activate it. But quick thinking of Lornak and Elantra were able to interrupt her, knocking the amulet to the ground, causing her to flee out of the mill. After a chase through the streets and the summoning of a giant eagle and giant frog, group was finally able to seize her before she got away, which is where we find ourselves now.
So there's the five of us in a really weird petting zoo chasing this lady, correct?
Frog, eagle, wolf, we got the whole menagerie.
Yeah. So a giant celestial frog, a giant eagle. I believe the frog wrapped its tongue around her legs, which is what
Correct.
stopped her moving, and the rest of the group was not far behind, so we're able to corral her before she gets away. So through the on either end of the street, I believe Lornak was looking out. There are some people peeking out of doorways and around corners, trying to discern what all of the hubbub is about. Because you have made somewhat of a scene. What would you like to do?
Lornak turn to the group. Yeah, I'm not so good with people, but we might want to tell these people something so we don't get run out of town.
Do you have any idea?
Lying? Not very good at that, though. On Discord, and it was just that tracer gif. Threw me off my game a little bit.
Wait, sorry. So how far are we surrounded now, or do they like a little bit away?
There's still a good amount of distance between any of the citizenry and y'all. They had spread out to make some space as you were sprinting through the streets, and also there's just not that many people walking around right now, anyways, because they're mostly either in their houses or at one of the bonfires since it's nighttime. But
Sorry, I was just clicking onto my character sheet, and that's happened to be where I clicked.
as the group stands here, over top the sort of entangled Amina, a dwarven woman walks out of a nearby house and approaches. She's got a big, like, bushy red sideburns and, like, unsettlingly large eyebrows.
Oh, hello.
What is going on? Is this some kind of criminal?
Yes. Just a small robbery situation. Don't worry, we have it under control.
Should
Real
that I
quick,
notify the wardens that you'll be bringing her in, or?
No need.
Manage.
We'll take care of all of it.
Zell's going to use some rope and gag her real quick.
Amina, I assume, not this dwarven woman.
I mean, I got enough rope for both. This is yes, Amina.
I definitely thought it was the dwarven woman.
Zell's all business, just wrapping everyone up.
I mean,
Could be fun.
Yeah, you're able to tie up Amina however you need to. She's not in a position to fight back right now. And Amina's sort of like seems to like accept the scenario, not like struggling against the bonds or anything like that.
Do people recognize Amina in the crowd?
Certainly this dwarven woman doesn't seem to. I would say most of the people are not close enough to really get a good look at her. Although they are starting to approach slowly.
Gabitha's going to walk up to Amina and plop the sack that she had used previously for the destroyed kidney over Amina's head. And she's going to say, now, there's going to be none of this buffoonery on the streets. Yes, don't you worry. We're going to take care of everything right here. We just have to take this one off for a little bit of lie down. So Gabitha's covering Amina's face.
Gross.
Without also suffocating her.
Yeah, I assume it's like a burlap sack or something porous enough that she could breathe through it.
Yes, and heavily kidney scented.
Yeah, tasty.
Yes, likely drenched in blood as well.
That's fine. She deserves it.
Yeah, as the crowd begins to approach this now face covered woman tied up on the ground, there's some murmurs of people shouting like questions like, "Who's this?" and "What's going on? Is that a giant frog?"
Lornak has ducked into the nearest alleyway and hidden behind a crate or something.
Zell's going to take her and toss her over his shoulder, ready to carry, and suggest that we get out of here before we draw more of a crowd.
As Aram starts to follow, but says, "Worry not. The frog and the hawk are part of the team. No, don't worry."
Zell just yell official secret business and start walking away. None of your business.
Where are
There's
we
there's
going?
like an older elven man that mumbles to the person next to them. I hope they have a license for that frog.
I grab like a piece of paper that just has like some arcane symbols on it and just like a frog license here. And like don't like halfway flash it for like a second and put it away.
Does it just say "I can do what I want" on it?
I probably says like Ilthera Catorum or some shit, but yeah.
Just some elven shit.
Yeah.
Actually, so we have established prior that Elantra has maintained a long-standing sort of licensure with the Order of Mages, and so is able to do arcane magic-y stuff basically wherever they need to. Gabatha, is Gabatha the type of person that would pay a fee in order to be able to cast magic in the streets, or be a little bit more of a fugitive in that way?
That's an interesting question. It depends on how much the fee is, I think.
So
Gabatha's a frugal gal.
the fees would depend on the type of license that you get. So like a sort of do whatever you want license would be very expensive to maintain. But if you wanted something that let you use a specific spell for your job, for instance, that would be significantly cheaper.
Okay, so to answer your question, Gabatha is the type who has a yacht but says she has a rowboat because she's only going to pay for the rowboat license. So Gabatha has like the most bare bones license. Like it's probably like how to make cream puffs puffier magic, but it
You
doesn't
paid
stop
for
her
it?
from doing
Okay,
it.
yeah. So Gabatha definitely has like a license that specifically covers like kitchen related magic or something.
Yes, but it's behind her
Yeah.
library card and it's under all of the grocery
Yeah,
bill
you just
receipts.
like fast talk if you ever need to do something that exceeds that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And Gabatha's approach, I think you've all seen, is pretty standard. First, she accuses them of being related to her. She sees how that works. She offers baked goods, and hopefully they've fled by that point. So, but Gabatha's like, oh yes, licenses. Oh, of course. Back in my day, we could just go wherever we wanted, but this
I love that
government.
you used the phrasing accuses them of being related to her.
it is an accusation. Because
How
again,
dare they be related?
yeah. Well, how dare you not remember your great great auntie on your cousin Wilfred's side?
I don't even have a cousin Wilfred.
How dare you forget Wilfred?
Oh, Wilfred! They'll be crying about you all next year at the reunion when this gets back to them. Yeah.
And the
I'm an
permit fees be
orphan.
paid in scones.
Yes, absolutely. Scones and muffins. 7-pound muffins. But yeah, Gabatha flashes paper.
Yeah, so fortunately none of the people in this crowd look to be official mage order or anything. They're just people that are aware of certain rules. So they don't know what to look for on any of your papers. They will accept basically anything you flash in front of them as being official documentation and just sort of like nod. All right, they've got this under control, and sort of wander away.
I like that I have a real magic license, but I used a fake frog license.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. It checks out.
You have to draw the line somewhere.
So Zael has this person up on his shoulder. Are you headed in a particular direction, like down the street into an alleyway? What's the plan?
I was just walking away any direction until we figure out where we want to go. So yeah, I mean, just away from the crowd. If anyone has any ideas.
Well, I mean, Lornak already ducked into an alleyway, so let's say you went back and joined him.
Okay.
Joined him there to get out of sight.
So we're all crouched in an alleyway now.
Yes, because this isn't suspicious.
And actually, as I recall, Aram, you were Batmaning on top of a building.
True.
Is that still
That's
the
a good
case?
point.
Like a creep.
Since Aram has talked and actually, yeah, he was just still up there and
He's
shouting
just still
down.
up there.
Official business. Move along.
I am the knight.
Was that a gargoyle that talked? What was that?
Where's Rachel?
Where are the drugs?
Where were we staying? Should we bring her to an inn or a room or something? Or do any of
We're
you
all
have?
staying different places. I think perhaps the place we have allies is at the Golden Bee.
Mhm.
Either the Golden Bee or back to the murdered guy's house.
Also, I want to try to be talking quietly enough that she can't hear where I say that we're bringing her.
I can take care of that, and Lornak just smacks her across the head.
Gabitha was going to cast Lullaby, but that works equally effectively.
Do I need to roll for that, Bill?
I mean, you can't really miss.
Okay.
She's effectively helpless here. You can give me a damage roll for it, though.
Okay, I'll give you
I believe you have an unarmed weapon.
unarmed strike. Yeah.
Non-lethal, right? Okay.
I rolled really poorly, so she's fine.
Yeah, so you definitely hear a like a grunt of pain upon receiving the blow, but she retains consciousness at least.
Can prestidigitation make a noise?
Yes.
It's it can't do anything too convincing, but yeah.
But,
Essentially,
like-
you can't replicate the effects of any other spell with it, so
But could I just like white noise so it's harder for her to understand us?
sure.
Thaumaturgy's the more auditory one. I mean, I'll Brawler's Flurry and hit her again. You guys want me to?
Gabitha wants to cast Lullaby.
No.
Gabitha goes up and says, "Just you go to sleep, my dear." And she's going to try to make her drowsy.
You don't see any sort of like lulling of the eyelids. She seems to be shrugging off.
Well, no, there's a
your,
burlap sack
your
over
lullaby.
Yeah, well, yeah, we
Oh,
wouldn't
actually,
see her
that's
eyes.
true. There is a sack over her head.
Hold on. So you're telling me that she is in a burlap sack with white noise and a lullaby, and she's not sleepy yet? Because I'm just telling you, I need to get on her sleep regimen to be able to avoid getting drowsy for that.
To be fair, she might be mildly concussed at the moment.
And concussed. Like, it must be nap time in there.
Got a strong will, I guess.
That she does, or she at least appears to.
Well, we need to not be here. So, infirmary?
All back to the mill.
Oh, mill's not a bad.
Actually, everyone give me a knowledge local check if you have it.
Oh Jesus!
I
I'm sure this
dropped
is
the
getting-
the
Fuck
dwarven
me,
woman
really?
dropped a word. I want to see if anyone picked up on it.
The warden was the word.
Yes, warden was the word.
Yeah.
Aram and Zell, you both recognize that title warden, and connect the dots. They don't have like any like standing police force or guards that like wander the streets here or anything enforcing things, but they do have wardens that basically just look over anyone that is under official custody. So basically they run a prison for, if someone needs to be in a drunk tank for the night, or a thief gets caught by some other citizen or something. They will guard them in an official capacity. So there is some building somewhere in town where they hold people. But that would also involve, I
Going
guess
to the
pulling
ward.
other persons into this situation, because you can't obviously just walk in and put someone in prison.
I mean, are we suspicious of the Golden Bee place at all, or I mean, do we just want to bring it there?
They seem to be pretty okay so far.
They are the
And
ones
with-
who called us,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
I
I'm sure
fear
they'll
they
be
may be
interested.
ill-equipped to deal with a runaway situation.
Yeah, and Gabitha's ankles are getting tired, so she thinks that's a great idea.
To the Golden Bee, then.
Let's go.
Okay, if you're going to try and do this in a way that doesn't attract attention, then I'll need some stealth checks.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Can I give everyone else advantage on the stealth check by taking the frog for a long walk the other way?
How long does the frog last?
I believe it lasts for.
I'm a D20.
Hang on. Summon monster. What? It says 1 round per level, but I don't know if that's accurate. Let me check on the.
That is accurate. I have it open. Then unfortunately, I think it is expiring about the time that
Yeah.
everyone leaves.
All right, I'll roll stealth.
You do have Dan. I think Dan was involved in the chase.
Yes. That's fine.
And I think Zell
Okay.
got a 23.
Yeah. So I with these checks, I think the group is able to get through pretty much unnoticed. Anytime you need to like cross streets where there are people, someone's able to body block to hide the tied up person or distract people as needed. So you get to the Golden Bee, and it seems like you didn't attract any additional attention in doing so.
We ring the bell.
So as you enter the now familiar building of the infirmary and ring the bell on the inside of the door, you wait a couple moments and no one comes.
Should we be worried that nobody's here?
Is the door locked?
No, you're able to walk inside.
I'd like to
What do we
open the
see
door but
inside?
not walk inside yet.
So the bell is inside already, so I assume you're already
Oh,
walking.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're in the lobby currently.
Yeah. There is a door to your right and one straight ahead. The straight ahead one is the mortuary, and the one to the right is like active patient care.
Yeah,
Does anything
Lorna-
seem immediately amiss?
No. I mean, every
We're
time
not-
you've come here, there's been no one in the lobby, so that is still true. I guess the only difference is prior, when you had rung the bell, someone had come.
Larnak's gonna poke his head into the mortuary room.
Gabitha's gonna yoo-hoo, like yoo-hoo!
Lornak, the mortuary is locked.
I'm sure Aram could do something about that.
Yeah, do any of you know how to deal with locked doors?
I
I could punch
have
it.
a small amount of expertise
could
with
punch
locked
it.
doors. As
Okay.
a legal locksmith.
Yeah, this set of thieves tools you have is so that you can do your job as a professional locksmith.
As Aram says it as he pulls out the bag of thieves' tools.
Wait,
It's
all
labeled
you-
instead of Steve's tools.
Yeah. Like
It's all
Acme
They were on
thieves tools or
sale.
something.
They were on sale at the Amazon.
Harbor Freight Criminals Kit.
Cruelty free.
They came
Cruelty
by
light.
courier in like less than 2 days. It was crazy. Anyway, Lornak steps away from the door and gives Aram some space.
What do I need to roll?
So you can essentially take a 20 on this. There's no real time pressure.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you can pick at it for a while, and because you have these tools, you will eventually get through. It's not a particularly complex lock, this one. So after maybe like a minute, you hear a familiar click, and the door swings open. There is no one inside the mortuary.
No bodies out on the tables or anything.
There is the familiar sort of pile that you saw when you first came in here is covered in a back corner, and the body of Amina is also covered on a table, sort of off center in the room.
Does it look like things were sort of hastily done here, or is it like more of just a closing down sort of deal?
Yeah, nothing seems really out of place from what you guys have noticed about this place. So it seems perhaps it is getting late in the day. I mean, it was nighttime when the last time you came here, and it's been a bit since then. It's been maybe an hour since then. You might have just gone home.
Well, either
Well,
way, we got a nice empty room to do some interrogating.
sounds good to me.
Is the real Amina's body still in there? In here?
Yep.
Perfect.
Zell will just slam this other one on the slab next to the dead Amina.
We'll
Aram
remove
takes
the
off.
burlap.
Aram starts to take off the hood.
Yeah, you pull the hood off. She is still gagged. But she turns to see the corpse of Amina, and a smile goes across her face.
Lornak looks to Elantra. Just, is there anything special about this one? I think you can see things I can't.
Do I see anything that Lornak can't?
On the imposter is the one that I'm getting at.
I didn't see anything before, I don't think.
I didn't remember if we had checked that before.
Yeah, on a cursory glance, you don't see anything.
We picked up that amulet from before, right?
Yes, Elantra has the
Yeah,
amulet.
Elantra has it.
What do I know about magic that would make you look like another person or physically take the form of another person?
Give me a knowledge arcana check. Oh boy. Okay. So there are certainly a number of spells that can let you take someone else's shape. Usually, you are able to see that they have, morphed themselves. Usually, there's some sort of magic or that indicates that. But you also know that there is a spell that hides that aura, which can be pierced by. Give me a second. I gotta get my thing.
Precisely what I was getting at.
It can be pierced by the identify spell or some similar sort of magical examination.
I take out the monocle.
While we're doing this, I'm also just gonna throw the lantern up in concealing glow mode in case anybody comes in.
And close any blinds and stuff on windows.
There are no windows in the mortuary room. So
Okay, perfect.
there are some out in the lobby if you want to do something about those, but
I'll close those just in case.
Dead bodies need sunlight too.
with the monocle pointed at, I'm assuming the imposter.
Yeah.
Thing
that is not Amina.
The monocle simply says that it is a human woman.
Human. Well,
We haven't taken her gag off yet, right?
Correct.
I don't have Identify prepared today, so smile.
Well, it's still nighttime. Well, no, you got to rest to be able to prepare stuff, right?
magic user life, man.
Yeah.
Last
Oh,
time I
let's
prepared a
just
bunch
take-
of utility spells and it didn't work. Didn't use any of them. Yeah, I guess to do what you can do.
Should we just take her gag off then and
Question: How
ask
did
her?
she smile with the gag on?
You could
I'm
see
just
it.
kidding. It's not important.
Very creepily.
The
But yeah, I
smiles
mean,
with the
I'm
eyes. Come
taking
on.
some assumptions on how you
Yeah.
gagged her, but I'm assuming that you could see the edges of her mouth move in some way.
I'm just being a smartass.
We should probably ask her some questions or something. If
Aram
we
takes the
don't,
gag off.
Finally.
Who are you really?
I'm Amina Darkfern. Moving their head back and forth mockingly.
I will stab you.
I hope you do.
Lorna clocks her again.
I'm really thinking about stabbing her in the foot.
Well,
Give me a damage
just
roll for
punched
that.
her across the face. Here you go.
That works instead.
I
Why am I
look her in
rolling
the
so
face
terribly?
and say, I won't stab you.
She spits out a tooth, and a little bit of blood dribbles down her mouth, and that sick smile just grows wider.
God, I think she likes it.
Start talking or we'll never hit you again.
Now, why would I do that?
I don't know, it could save your life or something.
Tabitha kind of speaks up because she's been hanging around on the edge, and she says, but really, why do we need to keep her alive if she's not going to tell us anything we need? I mean, it's probably best just to go ahead and kill her now, right? And Gabitha menacingly waves her war whisk.
Fang is pretty hungry.
I'll entertain this for some time, I suppose. What is it you want to know?
Why are you here?
Why is anyone anywhere, really?
300 years I've been having that conversation, and no one wants to have it.
I had a goal to achieve, and this is the best place to do it.
What's your goal?
Now, can't go giving it all away at the start, can I? I've got to
Aram
earn
pulls
the
out his
good
dagger and puts
information.
it at her throat.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Aram pulls out his dagger and puts it at her throat to intimidate her.
Oh, better. Let's say I wish to achieve greater knowledge and power. As we all do.
Yeah, I don't know about all of us. I don't know if all of us want to achieve that.
I'm usually pretty
should.
cool with just hanging out most of the time. Are you alone?
Right this moment I am, I suppose.
Well, you're
In a
not,
broader
actually.
sense, no.
Are you
Back
working
at the mill,
with
you said
anyone?
we. Who is we?
Ah, this one listens, yes. Well, we would be myself and my fellows.
And those fellows are...
Persons whom are aligned to my desires.
I can't do this shit. And Lornak just walks out of the room.
Do you like being alive? Yes, because if you're dead, you have no power.
It is complicated, I suppose, yes.
You're not doing a lot of talking for someone who wants to continue being alive.
There are trade-offs to death. Suppose the ideal is being very close to death but remaining alive. That is where you have the most to learn.
But, you know, the way you're talking right now, you assume that we have to be adversaries in this. And like you said, we all strive for greater power. So what's to say that we might not be able to find some partnership here?
Don't think you lot have it in you to do what is needed to really achieve greatness. She's still tied up everywhere else, right? You only ungagged her?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think we're lacking then?
You threaten me with pain, with harm, which implies that you fear those things yourself. You assume that I do as well. That means you are too weak. Pain is power, after all. Anyone that has religion trained can give me a knowledge religion check.
Nope.
Motherfucker.
Not this crowd, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Oh,
Trained just means you have a rank in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gabitha, this is starting to sound a little familiar to you. This sort of rhetoric. It is reminiscent of some things you've heard about a group. You can't quite remember the name of it, but a sort of religious belief that you have to basically sacrifice of yourself and of others in order to achieve knowledge. And that is often marked by persons who ritualistically self-harm and such in order to achieve power.
Do I know do I remember the region, or was this kind of prevalent all throughout?
You know that it's a pretty niche sort of belief system. It's definitely not something that's like popular. And it's got little pockets here and there, but it's not dominant in any region really.
And do I know what's their thing that they dislike then? I guess. So if they are seeking to move closer towards their spirituality through self-harm, what puts them further away from it?
I mean, they avoid like healing spells and things, but particularly restoration of scars of harm done past is pretty anathema to them. They wear those sorts of wounds like badges of seniority almost.
Can I shove a healing potion down her throat?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I step forward and I say, dear, dear, everyone thinks there's something new, but everything is always the same here. Why don't you just drink this? And I pull out one of my potions and I shove it through her jaw.
Yeah, as you start to bring it out, she protests, I'm not thirsty. And then as you pour it down her throat, she's like coughing and trying to spit it up.
Oh, that's good. Just take a sip, my dear. Thank you very much. Now, let's hear a little bit more. I remember your group team. This one thinks she's something new, but she's not. So here's the thing, we don't have time for old religion. So you're in our way. Do you want to stay in our way? Because I think we can find other things you might not like. And Gabitha is trying to be a little menacing here.
Give me an intimidate with advantage. She like coughs and spits up.
Definitely you.
I need that advantage.
Oh,
Fuck.
Oh,
no.
God. So
Tragic.
sad.
Can I pull out another health potion to give help?
Sure. If you dump another one down her throat, you can make
I don't want
one of you can.
I just wanted to take it out.
Oh, just okay. Just like hold it out as a threat of further unharm.
Everyone, start brushing her hair. Start bandaging her right now.
Fine. I'll suppose I'll be a little bit more forthcoming. Disgusting. I don't know how you lot do it. Truly revolting flavor.
Now then, tell us what we want to know. And I've been on this earth too long to wait. Start talking.
From the other room. Do you need me to punch her?
No, but if you want to come give her a nice, like, I don't know, a balm or something.
I'm good.
So what's your question then?
So, why are you here in this town? Let's start there. And what are you hoping to do during the remainder of this festival? 2 easy questions.
Well, I'm sure you could tell this town is this area is uniquely susceptible to this time of year. They're skittish, easily feared. That's what we needed here.
While this is going on, Delph, Lornak's gonna go try the other door that's in the lobby.
Okay. Yeah, that door is unlocked.
Pokes his head in.
There is you see a line of beds. There's a couple of dividers interspersed, and I think from here you can see like the feet of one person sleeping in one of the beds, but otherwise it appears empty and dark.
Curious. Closes the door quietly behind him. Just curious.
There's like a fireplace at the end of the hall that has a little bit of embers still going in it, as if it were burning not too long ago.
Just curious.
Okay, so I'm sorry, you asked why they were here, and what was the second question?
It was what is their point? I think it was what are they going to do for the rest of the festival?
Yes. Our plan, as you say, let's just say it culminates tomorrow evening.
Where?
Oh, in the woods, of course. What better place to hide a dark ritual for the pursuit of knowledge and power than in the woods?
Well, the tower is the obvious choice, but go on.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, we didn't have time to build a tower, and there's not one present in this shit
Sucks
city.
to suck, as they say. Imagine not having a tower. Couldn't be me.
Earlier, we saw you whisper to somebody. Who did you whisper to? And don't lie to us, or I'll give you one more of these. And I like wiggle the bottles of potions again.
Oh, I don't think you've met the person I've whispered to.
Can I check if that's a lie? Do I have to check?
Yeah, you can give me a sense motive. You're unable to read her. And Elantra, she narrows her eyes at your tower comment, seemingly seeing right through you.
From the other room. That tower sounds dope.
Gabatha turns away, kind of dusting off her hands, and says, "Well, I don't think we're going to learn any more from this one. I don't think she's willing to talk, but it does sound like maybe we need to start a fire in the woods if we want to smoke out any of her comrades."
Oh, I don't think. Well, actually, are you saying this close to her, or are you intentionally trying to keep this part of the conversation out of her range?
No, Gabatha's speaking at a normal voice, and Gabatha's now acting very dismissive. Like she doesn't give a shit,
Okay.
because she doesn't anymore about this person. I think Gabatha would be fine killing her now.
Oh, I don't think fire will do the trick. One of our number is quite fond. Now her, I think you'll meet.
So we're going to have the bad luck of running into another one of your kind tonight. I thought this would be a good snooze tonight. All right, team, what do we want to do with this one? She'll like anything you do to prod and poke her, so we have to find something warm and cuddly.
Maybe we.
Doesn't matter what she likes if we just kill her.
Lornak, are you still out?
Walk back into the room.
Okay, I was about to say, are you out in the lobby?
Yeah, I'll walk back into the room. Should we? I mean, if she's gonna enjoy,
Perhaps we
The
just leave in this
pain.
place of healing.
yeah,
Why don't we just kill her?
This place should be pretty much her worst nightmare. I mean, she might be useful later.
She might also just escape and cause further harm. I suppose we could take her to the warden.
We could.
What's that?
A cage.
The people who run the law in this town are scattered around, called wardens.
Oh. They could keep an eye on her for us.
They
Or we could
probably
kill
have
her.
the means to entrap her in a cage, like a cell or something or the like.
Here's a question. If we kill her, do we get to see what she really looks like?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Probably get to see that in a number of hours anyway.
You hear it sort of like stage whispered from the where you threw her down. You just need to ask.
All right, well, I'm asking.
It's clear this form isn't fooling you anymore, anyways. So I don't really see any harm showing you what I truly look like. I will need these bonds loosened a bit first. You can leave them on. I just need a bit more space around the shoulders.
Negative.
Well, if we don't loosen them, they might break, which would be worse. So Lornak will go and loosen them just slightly.
Excellent. And then she closes her eyes, and you see first her skin color starts to change, sort of like it's becoming desaturated. Then you hear a sick cracking noise as bones start shifting and reforming in slightly different shape. The smile on across her mouth grows wider, unsettlingly so, much farther or much wider than it should be able to go on any person, all the way up the cheeks, in fact. And then as things start to settle a little bit, the hair grows out of her head because Amina was bald. So this white hair grows out of their head, and their eyes open, showing the familiar sort of yellowish, glowing eye of a fetchling, and the mouth opens and it becomes clear. They have cut their mouth from either end all the way up, almost up to the ear. And there are lines of skin stretching between the top and bottom as if it were sutured closed at one point. A small needle on a piece of catgut still hangs from one side of their mouth. And long pointed teeth line the full extent of this mouth. A long tongue sort of flops out from between them.
I didn't
You
want to
said she's a
interrupt.
fetchling?
I didn't
They
wanna
are a
interrupt
fetchling.
Beautiful
There.
description, but as soon as the bone cracking started, Lornak went, "Oh shit, fuck!" and punched her in the face again.
So gross.
They don't react if you punch them during this transformation. Their sort of attention is elsewhere. But when they're done, Elantra, you are getting a ping off of this needle that's hanging off their face.
What color?
Certainly one of the magic colors.
Interesting. Can I make the rolls?
You absolutely can. Mm-mm-mm. You're not able to identify the aura, but you do recognize that there are two different ones at play on this needle.
How strong is the aura?
Fairly strong.
Would you say moderate?
I would say strong.
Oh.
Ooh, buddy.
Can Gabitha try to detect what magic it is?
Yeah, if you have detect magic, you can certainly use that.
JK, forgot I did not keep that one.
Imagine not just always having detect magic items. Couldn't be
Yeah,
me.
imagine.
Did I say imagine?
I did. I don't know if you did.
Oh, I assumed you were making fun of me.
No, I wasn't. My brain wanted to say cringe, and I decided not to, and then it turned into imagine instead. So that's what happened there.
Imagine saying cringe. That's pretty crungo.
Yeah, it is. So as this transformation ends, a bit of blood drips from their nose after that most recent punch.
Lornak has
Much
backed
better.
away.
Well, this is my current form, my improved form.
Can you change back?
No, unfortunately, that's not how it works. I would
is
need
this
to
the
kill
part
her
where
again.
you escape,
Lame.
or the part where we kill you, or
Well, at least it won't be difficult convincing the warden that this thing should be locked up.
that's true.
I'm also much more on the kill her train now.
Well, she is already dead.
On the kill them train.
Yes, the kill them train is ready to go.
Do with me what you will not be able to stop our plan. Where I fail, my fellows will achieve.
No, they won't.
I think they have to make a bluff check to say that.
They certainly believe it.
Hmm.
Gabitha wants to make sure her hands are tied, or its hands are tied again after the transformation.
Yeah, they are still bound up. Where they were loosened, they sort of filled out. So that it seems tight enough.
Well, we can kill her, or we can bring her to the warden. I'm fine with either option.
I think we should lock her up. Them up.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's take them to the warden.
There
then.
is a knock on the door. Not the mortuary door, the actual building door.
I shall answer it.
We're all gonna be in the mortuary and close the door. And she goes up there.
When you open the door, there is a sort of hunched over, like cloaked up person.
Do I recognize them?
You can't see their face. They are fully like bent down, sort of old person at night style, trying to stay warm.
Do I think they're a real old person? Or do I think that they are like do I get a sense of threat from them? I guess is the better question.
You can give me a sense motive, but it's gonna be difficult because you don't have you've basically not interacted with them at all yet.
18.
Also give me a actually, let me check something real quick.
He's checking my max HP to see if I get one shot here.
And just as a point of order, is there a door or a window in the door to the mortuary? Or is it a solid door?
The mortuary is completely like closed off. There's no windows to the outside or to the rest of the building. Elantra, you notice a bit of magical aura coming from like a finger or something that pokes out from this cloak.
Hmm.
And the person goes, hello, I'm looking for my son. Is my son in there?
Who is your son?
Please just let me. They try and push past you.
Just a moment. Who is your son?
He works here.
What's his name?
Just let me find him.
Wait here just a moment. And I close the door in their face and get the others.
As you attempt to close the door in their face,
Mhm.
An arm shoots out from the cloak and slams up against the door. Give me a strength check to see if you can overpower them.
I can't, but I'll roll anyway.
You
Oh,
super duper can't. This hand slams on the door and it is like completely stopped. No amount of pushing from you is going to close this door any more than this person wants it to be.
We have heard that.
You do when I say, help!
Okay.
With the other hand, the person strips off the cloak and then begins to push the door further open and step in.
This is so anime. I want to just put distance between me and them as much as I can.
Okay, you take a couple of steps back. They finish, they leave the cloak outside, close the door behind them, and then that hand, both of their hands go up to their face, and they begin tearing away their skin, peeling it off their face.
I cast Witch Bolt.
And
Okay.
yeah, I'll say because she shouted to us, so Lornak would have thrown the door open, left Fang with our new friend, and then run out into the lobby.
I think Aaron would have run
would
into the
follow
lobby as well.
Gabitha,
All of us.
Gabitha heard them, but is going to stay kind of close to this body instead.
Yeah, we'll say, yeah, Fang will hang out with you then.
Okay, Elantra, I need you to make a caster level check to bypass spell resistance.
Okay.
It should just be a d20 plus your caster level. It's gonna be 4.
Oh no.
That ain't gonna do it.
Wait. Why does it say +3? Oh, well, it would have been a 9.
Okay, that still doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Your spell is blocked.
Great.
Is there any sort of visual effect to that happening?
It just it connects on a piece of their skin, and they essentially just peel that section of skin off, and throw it off to the ground, and the spell effect with it.
But
And as the
yes.
skin comes off, it reveals the bloody muscles and sinew pulsing grotesquely beneath.
They should get a subscription to Skin and use code Dalfember21.
So
the skin.
did everyone else rush out of the mortuary? What's
Yes.
happening to y'all?
I think Fang and Gabitha stand by.
Yeah,
thing.
Gabitha's kind of hanging like in the doorway. She doesn't want to leave the scary fletching behind.
Yeah, and as this yell goes out, the tied up person just begins to chuckle. There she is. Right on time.
Well,
No.
that information, Lornak is running up and gonna smack this new person.
Okay, I think we're rolling initiative is what's happening here. So
That's what it sounded like the way
Absolutely.
we were going.
Okay. I actually got a decent initiative roll today. Let's see. What is my base though? Oh wait. That's a
Shit,
20.
mine was bad.
That's a 20. I added wrong.
I'll roll for Fang even though he's not in the room. As we'll be right back.
I mean, that's assuming it doesn't end up a fight in 2 rooms, which is kind of how I feel like it's gonna go.
I mean, most Fetchling has more tricks under his sleeve. It's his sleeve. Its sleeve.
I would not be surprised.
Does it have
if they
sleeves
do.
at this point? Is it clothed? I guess it's clothed.
yes, they are clothed in this form.
So, did the clothes shape change with him, or is he still like in Amina's clothes, which apparently were smaller, or the ropes were too small? Are these like clothes like skin tight now?
No, the clothes change as well.
Okay.
So they're no longer dressed like Amina.
Just thinking like hulking out.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I didn't know where this was going to happen, so I just have a random building that is fortunately roughly shaped the same way as this place is.
Yeah.
So you can kind of ignore the furniture that's in here, but
Pretty close layout wise though.
yeah, fortunately.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Very nice.
So, quick question. I missed. I had to help with the dog real quick. I missed the brief explanation when the skin tore off. Is there fire involved?
Yeah, so once the skin fully comes off, it begins to surge up in flame.
Ah.
Okay.
I think pretty much everyone in this room gets a buff from Elantra, speed-wise.
All right, let me throw the aura on. What color do we want it to be?
Colors you got?
Is that too subtle?
I couldn't even see it.
I don't. Yes, it's too subtle because I don't see
Oh
a thing.
yeah, I have to make it visible to everyone else. You can give me a minute. Also, Jester, give me one more unarmed strike because I think we didn't do damage for the last punch you did on
Correct.
the tied
I
up
wasn't
person.
sure how important that was going to be, but
Yeah, I have actually been tracking all of that.
yeah. Hey, actually a good one.
Damn.
Relative. My other two were natural ones.
Mm.
One thing Lornak's good at.
It's a good neutral color.
This is the.
Oh, that one's very hard to see. The yellow.
Oh yeah, on this floor it is.
Yeah, I think the light colors just work better.
Yeah, that's good.
Regarding the versatile performance, Sammy, it depends what skills you can replace depends on what you picked for that or which performance skill you picked.
Gotcha.
So you picked oratory. I don't remember what that covers, but it should be noted in that feature under the on the additional page on your character sheet in Roll20.
Okay.
Which two it
Sounds
affects. Yeah, you get to pick another one out later when you level up further, but
Okay. Thank you.
okay, so we have a tied up person in the back room. We have a flaming woman in the front room. And we have the knowledge that she has some sort of spell resistance because Elantra attempted to cast something upon her and it fizzled. So Zael is going to open things up. Lornak on deck.
Move. Why can I not move my person?
I don't know. You have
Okay.
control over it. Do you have like a different tool selected or something?
I don't think so. It's the arrow, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
the
it's
arrow.
just the cursor.
Yeah. Fucking.
I can move myself around.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's just pulling up the health circles and that sort of thing.
Well, you should just
Right.
be able
And
to
then you
drag
can't
it
just
from that.
you
then.
can't drag it after that.
No, I can't. Okay, so I can
The
draw
arrow
shit.
keys do
Yeah,
anything when you have it selected?
Mm-hmm.
something. Let me refresh. I can. So it's like even objects. I can't even delete that object right now. By the way. Let me maybe refresh the
Yeah, that might do it.
tool. Okay. Oh, you know what? There we go. Okay, I got it. I think I had an overlay on my other monitor that was messing it up.
Ah.
Okay. So, yeah, that should be easily done, and I'm going to sneak attack. Which study targets. I automatically study target, which gives me a +1 on.
I think it's the attack and the damage.
Let's see. Weapon attack and damage rolls. Yes. Okay. And I'll just go ahead. Oh my gosh. Okay. +1 to each of those numbers.
Yeah, you step forward and with a deft swipe of your of your glaive are able to cut away at some of the exposed sinew of her musculature. For 15 damage. Big, big. In response, her head whips to the side. It was prior locked on Elantra. Now she's looking at you, Zell, and a wild look goes in her eyes. And a big smile across her face. Lornak. Elantra on deck after that.
Okay. Shoot, I wanted the ruler. Okay.
I just put you all in random positions, by the way, with the
You
exception of
also
the two
have-
people in the back room. So if you wanted
you
to be
have-
somewhere else, you can.
You have the extra 10 speed
Yeah.
from Elantra as well.
I can get where I need to go regardless. Just question, mechanics question: is Zahel still considered flanking even though he's not in 5 feet?
He threatens from that square, so yes, if you get on the opposite
Okay.
side, you flank with.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. Punch, 2 punches. Unarmed strikes. 1, 2.
Nice.
What was your path to get there, actually?
Oh, I just went on a diagonal. So
Okay, then she is going to slice at you as you run by. Sorry for the delay. I had to check.
That's
oh,
valid.
you can do it without. Then she is still going to get you. Okay, that path will do it then. Okay, she will
Yeah.
not slice at you. You get around her.
Cool. We'll assume that
Passenger
Lornak
shoes
was smart
coming in
enough to do
clutch.
that.
Yeah, I just had to check to make sure that this feat she has lets her do that.
Okay, so yep, those are my 2 attacks. I think
God damn.
that's it for Lornak's turn.
18 and a 17? Yeah, both of those hit. You come up behind her as she's got her eyes locked on Zell and are able to smack her twice. Are you targeting anything in particular for flavor or?
Describe to me again what I'm looking at here.
So you're looking at a skinless woman who is has like small fires started all over her body.
Okay, I would say Lornak's going for if she's skinless but still has like muscle, right?
Yes.
For the spine then, like
Okay.
aiming for spine and rib cage.
All right,
Really,
yeah,
the perfect target for our sponsor.
it is really really funny that you picked skin on this particular episode. Yeah, so you get up behind her and pound 2 solid blows into her midsection on their back.
Okay.
Total of 22 damage. Elantra.
Okay.
Fang would be going as well, right? On my initiative.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if you want to do it that way, and you rolled initiative for him, so I assumed you wanted.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were gonna do it differently because Fang's in a different room, but normally he would go on my initiative. Just
Yeah, you can shout and give him orders, and have him go on your initiative. That's fine.
okay.
gonna go
Fang's
now.
just gonna try to take this other thing's head off.
Oh, just going to fully attempt to kill the tied up person.
Yep.
Well, not going to be able to completely decapitate them in one go, but Fang is certainly able to reach up onto the table and start biting away at them.
Cool.
That 23 definitely.
That's my go.
So me then?
Yeah.
Okay, first, here is a weak touch roll for the initial whatchamajiggle from earlier. Then prescience. Then in a panic that the spell didn't work, I'm going to just go for broke and attack with my crossbow.
Okay.
I'd like to
Well-
use the natural 20 I rolled from the prescience to confirm that crit.
Okay. That's going to turn that into 9 points of piercing damage.
Good Elantra using a crossbow.
Excellent stuff.
Two natural
so
20s in a row.
You are able to predict a dodge that she's going to take as you loose this crossbow bolt and correct for it ahead of time. So she ends up dodging directly into your bolt, and you catch her like right in the neck, piercing.
I like to think that it's
like
like a bad trigger pull, and I pull the crossbow bolt down and to the left as she like ducks towards the hell. Like I saw it happening and knew it would happen, but had no effect on the actual thing.
And so that's interesting. You accidentally compensated for what was going to happen in the
Yes,
future.
exactly.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Okay, the fetchling tied up in the back, getting gnawed on by the wolf, is going to not a ton of options when you're tied up. Okay, so they're just going to be struggling against these ropes, trying to get out. Not able to right now. Essentially, their whole turn. Which brings us up to my turn. And also, I assume, Aram, you have a higher dex than.
I assume. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, my dex is 21, so.
Mine is a solid 15.
So this fiery woman completely ignites with a shout, just starts going burn, burn, and turns into a full fireball, and then is going to move to towards his back room.
Take a swing.
So,
We both do, right?
Yeah, you certainly both can.
Rolling well now.
You you both, your blows connect with her fiery form, both of you, but pass right through the flame and seem to have left her unharmed. Elantra, as she lights up in fire, she also lights up in a obvious magical aura. It's clearly magical fire.
Lornak looks at Zahel.
I
and
just shout
fucking
magic
shrugs.
fire at the group.
And as she this fiery form comes up to you, Gabitha, I'm gonna need a reflex save to dodge this this fire.
Great. Give me 1 sec.
That is a failure. So this
Lovely.
this fiery form comes up to you and rolled real well. You're going to take 15 points of fire damage
Buddy.
as you're temporarily engulfed. That's going to be her turn. Aram, what's the plan? She's fire now.
Okay. And I can't get into the back room at all now, right? It's blocked off.
You would have to run through fire. Oh, okay. I was about to say, Gavitha, did that kill you? No, it didn't.
No, I'm good. Sorry, just figuring out.
And I'm assuming fire is probably a reflex save as I run through. What can I do?
I think you have enough experience with fire that generally dodging it is the way to go. On a side note, it is so dark already. I was not expecting it. I should have been, but
Daylight savings gives and takes away.
It just takes, really.
Gives
I don't
an
know about you
extra hour
guys.
of sleep.
I'm not awake at 5 a.m. to enjoy more sunlight, so.
Is there like a big bowl of water or something that like the mortuaries might have used, or a sink, or?
not in this room, but you could certainly go check over here where the you could look for like a bedpan or something, or maybe like a pitcher of water in where the patients are kept.
I was gonna say this kind of looks like a sink. I can't click. Why can't I click?
Oh yeah, I
There you
mean,
But then I realized this is not the this is not
yeah,
the
yeah.
layout
This
of
is
the
not a
real-
map specifically of that place because I didn't know what type of building you guys
Cause-
were gonna try and go to. So
Because she looks like pure fire now, right? Basically.
yeah, you can just barely see the outline of a person. It's mostly just a ball of fire.
Okay, I'm gonna run into the entrance of the room and see if I can see a source of water or something as I run in.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Okay, you scan the room quickly and notice a vase of with like flowers in it, on a table, maybe like let's say 10 feet from the door.
Okay, can I keep running towards it and just
Yeah.
use my other action
Yeah,
to run and grab
absolutely.
it? Okay. Okay, so this far probably?
Yeah.
Okay, and then grab it and can I start running back with the rest of my movement?
Yeah, absolutely.
which is
It's a quick thing to run by and scoop it up.
oh wait, I used some of my movement. Wait,
And you're not going to get on the second half of the movement. So you're not going to get the shoes bonus.
yeah. Okay, so I think I'm actually there then. Okay.
Okay, so rushing back into the room with a vase of
Armed with
flowers
water.
filled with water. Hopefully, you do something with that next round. But for now, it is Gabitha's turn,
Oh,
and then we're
good.
back up to the top after this.
Gabitha does feel compelled to state, I feel like I should have gotten somehow just like a little less damage because I am a baker, which means I'm very used to extremely hot temperatures, right? I mean, but Gabitha always likes her baked goods fiery. But Gabitha is very unhappy and she's gonna start singing. And she's going to do Inspired Rage. So for anyone that helps, it might be helpful. And Gabitha, the song that she's singing is very loud and it sounds like it's from the Highlands. But the meaning of the song is essentially, they won't bring us down now. And can she back up without turning her back on the very flaming one in front of her?
Yeah, you can just take a step back.
Okay, so she's going to try to step back up next to Fang a little bit. And that's the extent of what she can do.
Fantastic. Okay, the way this raging song works is everyone that can hear it, which in this case is all of y'all. At the start of your turn, you can choose whether you want to accept the effects of it or not. It essentially gives you a little barbarian's rage. The benefits are listed there. So it's a strength bonus, a constitution bonus, which gives you a HP, and bonus to your will saves, but a penalty to AC. If you don't want it, you don't have to accept it that turn. But if you accept it, it lasts the whole turn. There is a buff on all of your character sheets, off section, for Inspired Rage. You just toggle it on when your turn starts if you want it. And you can change your choice every round that the song is going. You have to like commit to the whole song. You also can't like cast spells or do anything that it requires concentration while you have accepted this.
And you said it's like you accept it and it's good for a round?
Yeah. You essentially accept it for one round at a time.
Okay.
And you make that choice when your turn starts. So Zal, fiery woman just bolted past you, burned Gabitha, and is headed towards the fetchling that y'all have tied up in the back.
I can't remember. Acrobatics. Can acrobatics be used to avoid an attack of opportunity?
You can use acrobatics to attempt to pass through an enemy's space if you difficult, but
And that avoids the attack of opportunity, or am I thinking of something else?
So without an acrobatics check, you can't pass through their space at all. But it does avoid an attack of opportunity.
Okay, yes. Move through threatened squares to avoid, and then you can move through an enemy space as a +5 DC. Okay, and then it's just the moving through the threatened areas just against their CMD?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, with that being said...
Did you switch mics, by the way?
Did I? I don't think I did.
Oh, now you
Oh,
sound
there
better.
you go.
This mic has to be pretty close to my mouth to actually.
Ah.
Well, actually, let me see how far. I'm pretty sure I can do the movements here. Yeah. Okay. So to go to here, though, now it's literally touching my lips. But to get through here, I'd have to basically make 3 rolls or 2 rolls, acrobatic rolls, 1 through the space and 1 through the threatened square, right?
You do move slower when doing this.
Okay.
You
So
can, if you want to move at full speed, the check gets harder by 10.
okay. So am I moving at half speed when I go through those things?
Yeah, each space that you're like rolling through is half speed, and then the DC goes up by 10 if you want to move full speed through it. So
I
moving
mean,
full
this is
speed
going to.
is a requirement, I think, if you want to get to this side.
I think this should be fine because I'm just going to be using my full actions for moving. I'm not going to be doing anything else. So.
Oh, okay. You're gonna make 2 moves basically.
Yeah, because I mean, I think me and Lornak already established that physical attacks aren't doing much right now. At least that's what Zael believes after just watching our attacks do nothing.
Yeah, as your weapons passed right through her fire.
Exactly, and Zael has no other options regarding that at the moment, so he is just going to try and block the path. So, he will move here with his first movement, and doing an acrobatics check to avoid the attack of opportunity. Or wait, no, it's just when leaving the threatened square, right?
Yeah, so moving forward
Yeah.
again, you'll have to do it.
Okay, so then I'm going to be moving to this person's thing. Oh gosh, I'm gonna try. Yeah, so just right there, and I'll make my acrobatics check.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will do this again and move there, and I will make another acrobatics check.
Okay.
Okay, and that is my turn.
Jesus, plus 14 to acrobatics.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You what was Kyle's character's name? It might have been was it?
Feng.
I was to say, was it
F-E-N-G.
Feng as well? F-E-N-G. He had a ridiculous acrobatics on his, like even higher than that. It was
Yeah,
like
because
19
he
or
would
something.
merge in with his Eidolon in like a cat form, and it had like a plus 18 or something goofy. Okay. So you're able to run up and sort of dodge around this fiery form to avoid taking any damage. And it doesn't make any sort of aggressive actions towards you as you do this either.
Is there any saves or like a reflex save I need to make for anything?
No,
of the
that's
fire
what I
or
was
anything like that?
checking, and it only if it enters your space, not if you enter its space. So
Oh,
you seem to be
okay.
fine. Okay, so that's all for Zael's turn. Lornak and Fang.
Hey, Lornak's not quite as smart as Hell, so he's gonna run over here, and as doing so, look over to Elantra and say, "How do you punch fire?" And then try to punch fire.
Okay. Give me those attack rolls. Let's go through the motions. Yeah, once again, you should be connecting. But all your hands are just passing right through it.
Jesus fucking
And
Christ!
it's
Okay.
like it's hot. It's definitely fire. But you're able to put your hands out before you take any damage. But you're like losing the hairs on your hands as you do.
Like a hand through a candle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. So
Very
that's
big
Lornak's turn. And then Fang's just gonna keep chomping away here.
Do another bite.
Yep. Fuck.
Okay. Well, this one's interesting.
Is there any sort of advantage from her being restrained, or them being restrained?
Their AC is essentially very very low. As a result, they're not helpless. in this state, which would be where you get the real like auto hits, basically. But
Mhm.
so what I've been doing when enemies crit fail is asking you what you do to create an advantage. But let me propose something here. You feel free to veto it.
Mhm.
What if Fang, in an attempt to bite at this person, grabs or catches some of the rope, not all of it, but some of it in his jaws instead, and breaks it, making it not freeing them, but making it easier for them to free themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a more elegant way to crit fail, so sure, I'll take that.
Dope. So yeah, Fang goes up because this person's still up on a table, so there's a little bit of like up on the back paws or like jumping involved in getting their jaws up to this person to bite them, and they miss a little bit. There's a little bit of squirming happening, and this individual is able to get some of the ropes in Fang's mouth instead of their face, and makes it a little bit easier for themselves.
Fang's just gonna circle back to that side with his
Okay.
movement. Okay, that's my
Elantra,
turn.
you are up.
Great. Do I think that fire? Do I think they still maintain spell resistance with whatever shift in form towards fire there is?
Yeah, I'll just give you this one. Yes.
Great. I will. I have another one of these, right? Yes, I will.
Yeah,
Summon.
and keep in mind real quick that spell resistance only applies to spells which say spell resistance yes on them. So if it's a spell
Yeah, I
resistance
just
no,
don't have any of those
okay,
prepared.
yeah, there's not that many spells that have a target that don't get affected by spell resistance, but there are some.
Hang on, just a second. What kind of damage do you do? Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna summon a small earth elemental with the resolute template. With my last scroll of summon monster. You was slow boy, but I can't control the token yet, but I would like it to move here.
Okay, theoretically you can control the token, and you should see a small earth elemental in your journal next to Elantra.
I don't see it in my journal, but I do have control over it.
Oh, I have to. Okay, you being able to control it does not put it in your journal. I can. Now it should be in your.
Look at that. Look at that little guy. Cool. Is it just going to act on my initiative, or should I roll for it?
I believe it acts immediately as per the spell.
Yeah, that's correct.
Then it'll just go on your initiative. And with the resolute template, it has resist 5, acid, cold, and fire.
Yep.
And it's got spell resist. So nice.
will come on and slam. And welcome to the jam. And it does it get the +1 for Earth Mastery? Because both it and the creature are on the ground, or does floor not count as ground?
This certainly counts as ground.
Excellent.
So is that a +1 to the attack?
+1 to attack and damage rolls.
Nice. Unfortunately, this is not. Yeah. It So it
Doesn't do anything?
connects, but its arms also pass through. I
Interesting.
don't believe this thing is magical. Or rather, its weapons are not magical.
Right.
I think that is enough information to piece together that, yes, it is immune to non-magical things in this form.
And there's your weave touch roll.
Okay. You've been rolling real low on those.
I know.
We popped off 2 in the first adventure and what, like none since?
Pretty much, yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
All right.
Oh, actually, no. I'm going to move me as a person to get everybody in range of the boots.
Excellent. All right, it's going to be the fetchling's turn. They're going to turn to you, Gabitha. I guess you're not necessarily facing them, so maybe you don't even notice this, but they're just going to say, "Enough of that, sweet," and then mutter something in a language you don't understand. Mach kenach nicht. And you're gonna have to make a fortitude save for me.
Wonderful. No!
Tragic. Deeply tragic.
I've been bad. Rolls have not been going my way today.
Only we were level 5. That's all I
Your
gotta say.
mouth begins to seal up. The skin grows over it. And you're not able to open it all the way anymore. It is like someone has covered it with, has gagged you basically. You're able to still shout and make some noise, but it is much more difficult to continue your song.
Like that
with
thing from
this.
the Matrix.
Clever guy.
Yes.
Ah! Damn. All right. Very gross.
God, if only we were level 5, man. Fuck.
And then they're going to continue struggling against their bonds and still not be able to get themselves out. The specific mechanics for this effect are you have to spend a swift action on your turn in order to make anything depending on your voice heard by others. So it's essentially going to cost you your swift action in order to maintain your song. And it means you can't maintain your song and cast a spell with a verbal component in the same turn, and also means you can't talk to anyone in the same turn that you maintain your song or cast a spell that has. And it also hits your DCs on any dependent.
Very cool and also very cruel. Understood.
Does this affect our current inspired rage buff?
For this round, no.
Okay.
But when it comes up to Gabitha's turn again, it might. You're still sort of riding the high of when she started it, I guess. Okay, then it is going to be our Fire Lady's turn. She's going to enter your space, Sal. Means I need a reflex save from you.
Okay.
Ooh, good lord.
Okay.
One dexterous motherfucker.
Yeah, you're able to get out of the way.
I got that +3 buff too, which is nice.
Yeah, and so she attempts to engulf you in flame, but you slip aside and are able to dodge any damage, and she's going to end her turn right on top of you.
Fun.
Which makes it Aram's turn. Gabitha up after that.
I would like to run forward with my pail of water. And I can get up. Okay, yeah, I can slip up right behind because Fire Lady's on top of the hill, right?
Yep.
And I would like to dump them with my water bucket.
Okay. So I don't think you can really miss. I don't think there's really any chance of you missing that. So
It feels like it'd be a reflex save.
that's fair, I guess. You can do a reflex save to see if you hit this. So the DC will be let's do 10 plus your level, which is 4 plus your dexterity. It's 5, I think. Which make
Plus my dex mod, yeah, it's 5.
DC 19. Okay. That's a 19 on the die.
Oh no.
Fuck.
So then
Whoever said that. Whoever gave him the idea.
I mean, it's all fair play. I'm giving you reflex saves to avoid the fire. She gets a reflex save to avoid the water.
What if the L doesn't want to get wet? Can he make a reflex save too? No.
Yeah.
L wants to get wet.
Yeah, that's a good
It'll
thing.
help.
Okay. Yeah, if you
Reflex
want to
save
get
to
wet,
see if
then
you get hit.
the water splashes on you instead of on her. She's able to move out of the way.
Giving advantage on reflex saves against the fire, obviously.
Can I at least have gotten some water splashback out of this? Like, sure, there's a little that splashed back.
You get a couple of droplets, but it's not going to help, buddy. So that's the water gone. Unfortunate. I think that's your whole turn, though, Aram. Moving a standard.
I think I have about 6 more basic actions to use.
Interesting. I think it's
But-
Gabitha's turn, though.
Action, bonus action, hasted.
But yeah, no, I'm done.
Okay, so Gabitha, your mouth has sealed over with skin, making it more difficult for you to speak or shout or sing.
Yeah, Gavin was like, "Is this thing on?" Okay. I do have a question, just because I'm not familiar with this. Like, is it like if Gabitha were, let's say, to like try to slice open her mouth, is that like not going to be remotely successful?
I'd let you try that. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, I believe that. All right. So you said I could use my swift action to just keep up the song. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
then that's
essentially you
good.
just have to like focus more on your voice to get a little bit more oomph out of it, so that other people can hear it.
Cool. Yeah, Gabitha is doing like really loudly. And so that's what she's going to focus on. Can she still make a physical attack?
Yeah.
Has anyone tried to hit the not nice one who's tied up next to Fang? I don't remember.
Fang has bitten them once.
Okay, but they are not inflamed.
Correct. The person that y'all have tied up is not flamed up or anything. They remain tied up on the table.
Cool.
Albeit less so.
Flame
Gab-
Joe, hot man.
Gabitha's gonna back up again, backing up slowly, right? And and she's going to take her war whisk and aim right for that creature's neck.
Tied up on the table.
Yeah, but you know, not Gabitha's day.
Kyle, I meant to accept the song last turn and forgot to do it. Can I accept it still?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Just toggle that buff on.
Question: Was it an option last turn, or did the song
Yes.
stop? Okay, it was. So then I can keep mine on.
Yeah. Gabitha spent a swift action as well this round to keep it going, so it remains an option going.
All right, I'm assuming that Gabitha's war whisk of 11 does not hit.
Yeah,
so-
11 is not quite enough. Actually, they are prone, so 11 is enough. I'm sorry.
Yay!
It is just barely enough. As they wriggle around on the table, you're able to land this whisk onto them with a crack.
Can I really aim it for the Adam's apple area? It's not going to make a difference, but just in my soul,
Yeah.
I know that it's my voice has been taken, so I'm trying to take their voice. So fuck them.
Yeah, with a crack of old dough, right to the throat. They're sort of at this point ambient laughter at this whole situation gets cut off with a gasp of air releasing.
Fabulous. Gabitha feels vindicated.
And we come up to Zal. You have a fire lady on top of you.
Please stop. Hmm. What do?
Indeed.
So physically blocking. So physically blocking the creature that is on fire is not an option. And does Zael see any source of water or anything in this room?
I think all the way in the back of the room there is probably a something resembling a sink with a bucket that has some water left in it for hand washing.
Okay.
Get all those gross juices off you.
Then I guess we will go toward that. So where in the room is it located?
Oh, let's just say back there.
Okay.
On the back wall.
I guess I will make an acrobatics check to leave this space.
Okay.
Okay. And then I guess I shall do it again to leave the next space. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. I just realized something, Dolph. I'll mention it on my turn.
Okay.
Good to keep going?
Yep.
You're good.
Okay. Then I will go here. You said the thing was back here. And then I will use the rest of my turn to pick up said pail or fill pail water. Or I guess get the faucet going or whatever. Picking up the pail.
Alrighty. Yeah, you go back and grab it, and it's just like a simple wooden bucket. about half full of water. I think I'm only gonna make it cost like half your movement to pick that up, so you still have a little bit left.
Okay, let me see something real quick. So I started my turn in the aura. And then I just did So it's 30 feet, and is that the rest of my movement, or is that a standard action to pick up the pail?
Yeah, we'll say it was the last 10 feet of your movement to get that pail, so you have one move action.
Okay, but using the pail itself would also be an action.
It's going to be a
right?
standard action, yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll just move right back in front of it. Get ready to toss the pail. And also continue to threaten for anyone who wants to try something.
Alrighty. Lornak and Fang.
Okay. At the top, I should have this is like from forever ago now, but when I punched her earlier, I should have had you make a fortitude save because I have knockout. Could have just one punch knockout with a fortitude save. Should have got to remember that. Anyway. Lornak is going to
Is that ability on your character sheet with like the text of it? Can you just click on it so I can see the details?
Boop.
Okay.
It's
you
irrelevant
have to
the
hit
situation now.
Well, you have to hit, and the target has to take damage from the blow. So, I think you've noticed a couple times you've hit and not dealt any damage.
No,
so
I'm saying like from forever ago.
Oh, you mean not the fire lady? You mean
yeah?
Okay. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, this is like totally irrelevant now. I just thought of it. Thought I should
okay.
mention it. I need to remember that for the future.
That's handy. Then.
Anyway, on Lornak's turn, he is gonna say, "I fucking hate magic," and is just gonna spend his movement. Shit's about to get real complicated, Dolph. He's gonna spend his movement to gain the combat feats Dodge, Mobility, and Nimble Striker.
Wait, you get 3?
I can pick up to 5.
Wait, hold up. I'm pretty sure it's dependent on your level how many you can.
Yeah, at second level and every 3 levels thereafter, a brawler gains a bonus combat feat in addition to those they've gained through normal advancements. These bonus feats must be ones affected. Blah 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 blah. Where did I see this earlier? It was something like 3 plus half your brawler level. Was what I read.
That's the number of times per day you can do it.
Oh, so I figured
the
I could
number
do
of combat
all of
feats.
them at once.
No, because it replaces the previous.
Okay. Because I thought when we talked about this earlier, we were saying like at level 20 you could take like 14 feats and just become ridiculous.
Yeah, but it is. Well, let me pull up the whole thing. Might be right.
That's how I remembered it from our last conversation, but
Yeah, there's unfortunately I didn't put the whole text in Roll20 because there's a lot of text.
yeah, it's a very complicated thing. I was spent this entire last round trying to figure out how it works.
Yes, at 10th level, you can use this ability to gain the benefit of 3 combat feats at the same time.
Got it. Okay. So bring that back. I can pick one of those then. I will do dodge.
Yeah, at 20th level is what unlocks it so that you can get any number of feats.
Got it. Okay. That's how
just
it got
as long
ridiculous.
as each one costs a use. That's why it gets goofy at 20th level specifically.
Got it. Cool. He will use his movement to take the dodge combat feat then.
Okay.
And
So
I
that is,
mean,
I believe, a +1 a dodge bonus to your AC and
my
reflex.
AC, correct. Yep. Exactly that. And then, I mean, there's not really much else he can do, so he's just gonna hold a melee attack for if anything comes in range. And that is Lornak's turn. He's just gonna hang out where he is. Fang's chomping away.
Chomp chomp.
Boom. That's a good one.
Okay, that is a confirmed crit. That's going to do 12 points of damage. Big moves. Oh wow, yeah. Fang having now moved to the other side, and with this fetchling focused on Gabitha in order to seal her mouth the way that they did. They've sort of exposed a new section of themselves to Fang and are not able to move out of the way. So Fang gets up and tears a big hunk out of their like back shoulder. The fetchling lets out a yelp in pain, followed by sort of, the scream sort of turns into laughter. And this huge grotesque smile on their face grows as they sort of wallow in this pain. They are fucked up.
Cool, that's my turn.
On death's door, you could say. Elantra.
Can an earth elemental burrow through the floor?
They have a burrow speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Cool.
I think wood is good enough for that.
Maybe it's a cobblestone floor. Who knows?
I think I established already that this building was wood painted white, but I'm gonna let you do it either
The
way.
building
So.
could be with the floor. Anyway, so then 20 feet. Boom. Purely vibing.
So I think this elemental just like stomps through like a little hole through the wooden floor to reveal the dirt beneath it, and then just like slurps its whole body down into the ground and pops up on the other side.
Dust everywhere.
Sawdust in the air.
Great. Elemental is going to try to. They're just gonna fucking grab the fire bitch.
Okay.
What do you need? Combat maneuver bonus?
Yes, I need a combat maneuver roll. That's not great. In fact, is not going to do the trick.
Cool. Do I have? Can I get line of sight on her? From my actual wizard character.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say you have it.
I'm just gonna come here so a better angle. I'm gonna cast Jolt, knowing that I have to roll past the resistance.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, it's looking good if you get past the spell resistance. It's just a caster level check, so it's a d20 plus 4.
Oh
no.
I do still need a weave roll for this. Okay. Yeah, so
Should have used prescience.
You should have used prescience, yeah. Unfortunately. The lightning shoots out of your fingertips and is just like buffeted back by a wave of fire from her burning form. That all Elantra's got going this round?
All they got going on.
Okay. With a big hunk of them torn out of their back, the fetchling on the table is just going to shout out, "Help me!" and then delay the rest of their turn.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Fire Lady is going to come over here and burn the rope off of this fetchling. And then is going to move on top of Fang. So I need a reflex save from Fang to avoid this fire.
Sec.
Okay, Fang's able to get out of the way. She tries to engulf him in it, and as she goes for this, you all see that this was sort of her last attempt, because this Fang dodges out of the way, and the fire dissipates from her form. She's
You guys
gonna
hear from the door.
She's gonna
Fuck
pass through on the other side, and coming out of this fiery form, just going to be the skinless, sinewy, bloody woman that
Does Fang
saw
get an
before.
attack as it leaves his space?
Let's see. What's Fang's combat maneuver defense?
Alright, maneuver defense 18.
No.
Okay.
Barely. Okay, and now fetchling person, the binds, just the rest of the binds coming off with the fire, is going to scramble off the table and begin to run.
Does Gabitha get an opportunity attack?
Yeah, that's going to provoke an attack opportunity from Gabitha and Fang.
And Zell.
Fuck, yeah, and Zell.
Yeah, that glaive, baby.
Christ.
Gabitha's ready. She has her whisk.
You
Yeah.
tried to run.
Fang and Gabitha both miss. The L does not, however.
Yes, Al.
Wait a second. I have a bucket
What?
in my hands.
You do have a bucket in your hands.
I
You
have a
can't
bucket
make
in my
this
hands.
attack.
I
Oh
can't.
my
yeah.
god.
I got a bucket in
Oh
my hands.
my god. I appreciate the honesty, because I had forgotten about
Yeah,
the bucket.
I
That's
just
true.
realized. Yep.
Okay,
true.
then
Can I throw the bucket out? No.
Well, would you have thrown the
It's
bucket
my
when it
turn.
moved away? I guess was the other question.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I mean, I didn't even realize, but it's fine. Yeah, it's
Okay,
whatever.
yeah,
I didn't think about it at the
yeah.
time.
It's good.
so this fetchling slides off the table, and the war risk slams down on the table just inches behind them. Fang's jaws snap, but he can't get a good enough angle, because this firewoman is in the way, or I guess no longer firewoman is in the way. And the fetchling is going to run towards the wall. And they're going to turn around to look at the group, pull the needle that's hanging from their face, stretch it out, and stab it into the bottom of their jaw, and then they become ghostly, and they take one step back and through the wall.
I was wondering
God
if
damn
we actually did anything with that needle earlier. I remember we talked about it, but I didn't remember actually.
Yeah. Well, the knock came
yeah,
too quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Elantra
true.
tried to identify it, but wasn't able to figure out what the auras were. Just that it is a powerful item.
Gotta grab that. God damn it.
That is their turn. Both of them. So that brings us to Aram.
Okay, so
But Firewoman no
Fire
longer
Lady
fire.
is not on fire anymore,
Yeah.
and is still in the room.
Yeah, and in fact, the there aren't even like embers on her skin like there were. It's she looks right now like she did when she first tore her skin off.
Well, I can get here, and so Fang and I'm flanking because of Fang. Assuming.
Wait,
I
was that
assume Fang
your
lets
full
me flank.
30 to get there?
That was my full 40.
Oh, then she's gonna try and hit you on the way in.
Can I use acrobatics to try and avoid it?
It's gonna be hard, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No dice.
I still want to do it. Obviously, I already did.
Oh yeah,
it,
you can't back out now.
I wasn't gonna back out anyway.
So that's the wrong character sheet. I was about to make her an attack with the wrong weapon. Yeah, as you run around the room and try and come up behind her, she spins back and with a 22 to hit, it's going to rake a claw across your chest.
Wait, hang on 1 second.
I assume a 22 does the trick.
A 22 does, but I'm trying to remember for my shadow thing. I know I can trigger it when I know it's a hit or not, but I think I have to do it before I know damage.
Before I say the damage.
I assume.
We'll wait. You can click on the ability and put the text in chat, and I can read it.
Oh, okay. 1 second. I'm just looking for it in my sheet.
It might be in the spells section under spells, spell-like abilities.
Oh, here it is. It's in features traits.
There's no requirement that you do it before you know damage, so if you want to wait till after damage, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'll wait then.
6 points of slashing damage.
I'll take it.
All right. You get a slice on the way in, but you now have flanking positioning with Fang.
Wait, hang on. Ah, come on. Inspired Rage. Question. So I took the Inspired Rage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that gives
Strength and Constitution.
right. So I have HP, but it's not actually buffing my HP in the sheet. What would that HP be? Would it be temp, or would it just like bump my max up temporarily?
It should just bump your max up.
Okay.
Yeah, because that just comes from the Constitution buff, right?
Yeah. So since it changes your modifier by 1, it essentially gives you 1 HP per level, so it gives you 4 HP.
So I am down to 34 HP now.
So your normal max is 36.
Yes.
You took 6 damage out of 40. Gotcha. I'll have to look into why it's not updating the HP automatically. It should.
But I'm gonna try and hit him now. Fuck me.
Tragic. Tragic
Even
news.
the +2 from flanking doesn't matter.
Alas, it is a natural 1, so...
Why?
Brutal.
You do get this advantageous position, but maybe you're thrown off balance by the slash across your chest, and you go in for a stab, and she is able to dodge out of the way. Or actually, rather, I think it's better. You hit her, but you connect to a spot that doesn't seem to do any lasting damage. You catch maybe just like a hunk of like an organ in her midsection that she's not particularly making use of in this form.
Okay.
And that's going to bring us to Gabitha, and then we're going back up to the top with Zell after that. So one person has phased through the wall at the back of this of the infirmary, and the fire person who burned you earlier is no longer on fire. What are you going to do?
Well, Gabitha has a lot to say, but her mouth is currently sewn shut.
It's true.
So Gabitha will continue her song because she's really pissed off right now. And is this an exit?
That's a window, so it can be if you want it hard enough.
That's a real question. You know what? No, Gabitha's just gonna try to deal with the nasty, sinewy lady in front of her. She's going to throw her war whisk at the creature yet again. So she's gonna try to come up on the side.
.23 is absolutely going to connect.
Great. And I imagine Gabitha came up and kind of like right under the ribs, kind of like jabbed the whisk in.
You coming up over here?
Yes.
Yeah, you swing the whisk into the ribs, and there's a crunch, and the woman like doubles over slightly as you land 8 points of bludgeoning damage on her.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, right? Because she's skinless, but like, how is she looking energy wise? What's her vibe check?
I mean, she was bloody before because she has no skin, but I would describe her as bloodied now, certainly. She's she's not doing great. The wounds of war are showing on her sinew.
Okay. I think this is where Gabitha is going to rest for now.
Unlucky, chat. We rolled the max duration before Fire Lady can fire up again. It's not happening again this round, or this fight. Zael! You have a bucket.
I have a bucket. Well, I'm gonna drop the bucket.
Bucket of broken dreams.
Swift action of dropping bucket. Now, I didn't even think about this at the time. Could I have made an attack of opportunity when the flaming thing tried to leave me with the bucket? Was the bucket threatening? I'm just curious.
I mean, typically an improvised weapon you would not threaten with unless you have the feat that makes you proficient with improvised weapons. So normally,
a bucket
no.
isn't a martial weapon.
No, unfortunately it's not a martial weapon.
Just out of curiosity, if I missed that. Guess I can just go stabby. It's kind of crowded over there, though. Let's see.
Lucky you, you don't have to get all the way over there.
You got range.
I don't even need to move.
True.
No, that would be considered 15. Never mind, diagonals. What type of... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get behind Fang. And I take a penalty here on this attack, so I don't hit Fang.
Oh, right, because you are attacking around an ally.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably waive that because in this specific case, the ally is below your like arm level.
A quadruped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can easily swing over Fang without much issue.
Song is still going, right?
Correct. Yeah,
okay,
Gabitha
then I
is
will do
used to
a
Swift.
sneak attack. And then it's still the same study target as before, so. +1s.
Okay, so that's +1 for study target, +2 for flanking, which brings us to a 19.
Is that not brought into? I guess not. Okay.
Wait, is that not what?
I was gonna say, is that not automatically rolled into sneak attack? But of course it's not, because sneak attack isn't always
Yeah,
flanking.
because you can get a sneak
So-
attack when not
yeah.
flanking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That unfortunately does not hit.
Mm.
19? Oh shit.
It's
Okay.
very close.
Jeez.
Yeah,
okay.
so you swipe over Fang's back, and she already is doubled over a little bit after that blow to the midsection, so she just bends down further and is able to get completely underneath your swipe.
If only I've been able to land a single debilitating injury since creating this character and lower their AC.
Didn't you? Oh no. The
No,
only
I've
the only
never
time you were
landed it.
about to, you one shot the thing that you were going to
Yes,
debilitate.
I've one shot everything. Campaign 2, still no debilitating injury.
You'll get there. It'll happen for you. I believe. That's going to be Zell's turn, though, which brings us to Lornak and Fang. Fang has
Okay.
flanking right now.
Yeah. We can do Fang's turn first because that one will be pretty straightforward. He's just gonna bite. That's not plus the flanking.
14 is
But it
not
still
going to.
probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, not going to do the trick.
Also, just as a question, is a bite actually bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay.
It's quite good.
Yeah. Okay, so then Fang will just stay within the space and move over here for Fang's turn. For Lornak,
Make me an acrobatics check for Fang to do that.
Okay.
Actually, no. You can just 5-foot step that space. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to.
For Lornak, I don't want to go off of the map that we're looking at here. So, we've been in the mortuary a decent amount of time. Weird question. How breakable do the walls look?
So it is like most of the buildings in this city, it is a timber framed structure, which means it's like wooden reinforced. It's sort of like a Tudor house, if you
Okay, yeah.
So
okay, I get you. So pretty thick logs. Got it.
Yeah, it's not going to be super easy to break through. It's not a
Okay,
flimsy
fair enough.
structure.
So from where Lornak is in the lobby here, again, I don't want to go off of this map that we're using. Is there a window nearby?
Yeah. There are I'd say 2 windows in the lobby.
Is there one
We'll
over
say
here?
there's this one and there's this one. Those 2
Okay, so this one
positions.
is here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Lornak's gonna use his full movement and action to go out the window. So he was here. So that's what 15 to get out the window. And then do I need to do like acrobatics or anything to get through the window?
Yeah, I think let's do acrobatics to get through that without hurting yourself.
Okay.
That'll do the trick.
Okay. So that's 15 to get there. Rest of my movement with the buff from Elantra will get me here. And then another 40 as my action. Or a 30 as my action because I won't get the boots. 6. Okay.
Yeah, as you come around the corner, you do see the fetchling person as they you basically get there as they're finishing pulling themselves out of the wall and turning to go run further.
He just goes, "Hey, you fuck!" And that's his turn.
Fantastic. Elantra, and then me.
I got a wacky thing here for you.
Okay.
Is an earth elemental bipedal?
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good question.
Certainly in every rendition I've ever seen of an Earth Elemental, the answer is yes.
Yeah. They're almost like gorilla-like in most of the renders I've seen of them, but
yeah. The thing is, they are all elementals are sort of mutable in their form. So I'm going to say that you are able to decide that when you summon them. So
I
if
would
you
obviously pick yes.
yeah,
for
if
the
you want to say I
purposes of
want
my
to pick something
shoes.
that is affected by my passenger's shoes, then yes, he is. This one is bipedal.
Wonderful. So that gives it a speed of 30, right?
Yeah. Oh
Great.
yeah, yeah. Because it's normally 20, and it has a burrow speed, right?
Yep.
Do you want to burrow? Go for
So
it.
I'm gonna burrow under the house and come up right here.
hell yeah.
Then do we just? Yeah, it's on death's door. It's gonna make a slam attack.
Yeah, there's a clear oh
Uh,
shit moment on
it's-
this person's face as this elemental first Lornak pops around the corner, and then this elemental like slides up
The
from underground.
it's on the ground, right? The
Oh yeah.
the fetchling. Excellent. So +1 to this roll. And we're gonna do a power attack because it has that feat. So
Holy shit.
no +1 to this roll, just the damage. Oh motherfucker.
Oh no. No, no, no.
That's deeply upsetting.
Not like this.
Then my elf is gonna how much movement do I have? Yeah. Right there. And we're gonna the fucking zippy zap finger doesn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, so everyone in here hears a loud bang on the wall as this elemental tried to slam the fetchling prisoner that you had, and it instead misses. It like swings a little short and slams its arms into the side of the building. What to do? What to do? I did not plan for this person to do anything other than run, so give me a second to figure out what they're going to do instead.
Never expected the bipedal burrowing earth elemental.
No, I did not.
Speaking of lives on elemental, if you could, I mean, obviously in this instance, bipedal is definitely beneficial, but you just give it like 7 legs and make it impossible to trip.
In theory, yeah.
In theory, you could give it no legs
You
at
could
all.
give it no legs.
It could just be a rock.
It could just be just like a boulder.
Just rolls.
Well, because it has the burrow movement, so it doesn't actually
Mhm.
need legs.
We need arms though, I guess. We need something to dig with.
I mean, no, my understanding is since it's an earth elemental, it just sort of merges with
Yeah.
the earth. It's
Ah.
not digging. I think in D&D 5e at least, it's called stone shape. Or stone walk. Stone shape is a different thing.
Yeah, I think the wording of that spell in Pathfinder is it gives you a burrow speed for a certain amount of time.
Earth glide is what it's called.
Ah, yes. Okay, I think what's going to happen is this person is going to cast a spell. So they're just going to reach their hand out towards the earth elemental and say fall. So that's going to oh, I guess I should cast this defensively, because if this attack of opportunity kills them, it's gonna be real embarrassing. So casting defensively to not provoke. Fuck. They actually fail and lose the spell. So they speak this word,
Woo!
trying to mask their actions so as to not provoke any moves or any attacks, and it fizzles. They mess something up. So they lose the spell, the command spell they were trying to do, and now they're just gonna have to run anyways.
Smack him real good, Elantra.
So they start going off, which is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the Earth Elemental.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, and with that, they after they fail this spell, they turn to run. They just get clocked in the back of the head by a big stony fist and drop to the ground unconscious.
You guys on the inside hear a very muffled "fuck yeah" from the outside.
Woo!
Boulder, the elemental's name, just goes whoa in the sound that boulders make.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a Pokemon.
And that sound, of course, rumbles through the earth. You can feel it in your toes from inside, even.
I believe that was the third round, so he will disappear after next round.
Okay.
Just for
All right, our no longer fire lady surrounded is just gonna scream death, and then just sort of flail in a flurry of claws. They're going to make a claw attack against one against Fang and one against Aram. It's a natural 20 against Fang. Let's see if that confirms. It does not. So that's just going to be a normal hit, and then against Aram, that's going to be a miss. Well, it's a 17.
That's a miss, yes.
Okay. So she is still going to catch Fang for 6 points of slashing damage in this flurry of
Okay.
swipes. And then she's just gonna... Yeah, she's not gonna move anywhere. Aram, after just dodging a swipe, what's the play? You are still flanking.
I'm gonna full attack. But one at a time. Does an 18 do it?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm sure AC is 20.
So one dagger.
Oh wait, sorry. It would have been less than that. Because I forgot that it is a +7 instead of a +9. So
that one
because
hits though.
attacks. So even though this would be -2, it would still hit. Because yeah.
What's the -2 from?
Because I said I was doing a full attack, but I did it one at a time, and so instead
Oh,
of
yeah,
having...
because you have 2-weapon fighting. It's
Right.
a -2 on both attacks. Gotcha. I'm
Right.
there with you.
So this would still hit anyway, especially with flanking. But
Yep,
yeah.
yep. That still connects.
Is it still alive?
So you rake your dagger across their midsection, cutting a huge swath of sinew out, and they drop to one knee with 2 HP left.
Then they are bewildered, and they have a -2 penalty to AC.
Okay.
Hey,
Finally,
it
-4 for
worked.
me.
And
It finally worked.
then Gabatha, this nearly defeated woman down to one knee, AC reduced, 2 HP left. What are you gonna do?
You know, Gabitha's actually not the most versatile creature in combat when she can't speak. So she's just going
Be
to
able to
try
talk now,
for.
though, right? Because
I can't talk still.
But the thing that casts that spell is out.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's
Wait,
unconscious.
it wasn't a permanent transformation.
Oh no, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's still
Yeah,
she's
she's still
like
afflicted,
signed, sealed,
Yeah, I don't know
delivered.
how it works. I was just checking.
Gross. All
Yeah,
right,
it's
someone's
fair
gonna
to
cut her
check.
mouth open. You know, Gabitha's just gonna really try for one more good hit with that War Whisk. And she did great.
Yeah, flanking +2, a -2 on their AC. Does still, unfortunately, that's not quite gonna cut the mustard.
That's okay. Gabitha's she's
tough,
fine.
huh?
She's over it. She's thinking about her mouth now.
That brings us to Zell, though.
Okay. Sneak attack. That's with
Dead.
flanking. Okay.
Is that enough damage though?
To kill the 2 HP creature, I'm not sure.
I think you just said
Absolute
it
max
felt.
damage rule.
If I recall, you just mentioned that it fell to his knees after Aram's attack, so Zell is just going to lop its head off.
Fantastic. So this monstrous person falls to the ground, their head rolling off to the side. And as they die, they start to change. They seem to grow skin back, but the skin is burned. It's scarred as if this person had lit themselves on fire dozens of times before. Grotesque look all across their body. The wounds from this fight still show through as punctures in the skin that wasn't there at the time. And then you don't see, but our camera sort of whooshes off into the woods, flying over the treetops, zooming in on an altar with 5 crystals on it, 5 blood red crystals, and one of them explodes. And that's where we're going to take a break because I have to pee so bad.
Okay. BRB as well.
Stream. I'm back.
Welcome back.
We're back.
I'm back.
I back.
I wasn't gonna do it.
No, Welby's not here, so someone has to.
I actually didn't hear what you said.
I said hi back.
Hello,
They're
Dad.
letting just anybody into these Discord chats.
Yeah, they really will. Trying to add a command for the coupon code.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? It's just good for branding, you know.
Get yourself some skin
A Twitch command or a Roll20 command?
in Twitch. Fortunately, actually, I don't even know if my mods have the ability to add commands like that. It might just be me. I'm not sure. Not that I have a lot of mods. I think I have 2.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome back. Still waiting on the Mr. Taco Bob, I believe. How was everyone's day?
Hey,
You
It was
know,
good.
traveling.
Also traveling.
Yeah, you got off a plane or something, right, Chester?
Yes. I was only home for about 15 minutes before I sat down to play this game.
Nice.
Speaking of getting off a plane, how much longer do you think this session's gonna go? I have to bring my girlfriend to the grocery store.
The aim is about an hour.
Okay. I may have to dip out in like 25 minutes.
Okay.
They'll just let anybody leave this campaign.
True. Be faster.
He's trying his best.
Use that pelvic floor.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay.
All right. I have to real quick rec on something because so when the camera zoomed over and we saw that one crystal explode, we saw two crystals explode actually. And outside,
good.
outside as the earth elemental falls into rocks, which settle into the ground, looking like they've been there for years. The fetchling person's mouth begins to seal, well, sort of seal back up. In the places where it was skin stretching across the gap, across their face, it is now sutures, catgut sutures that close their mouth entirely, and seal up large cuts that ran all the way on either side of their mouth. So we have two dead persons.
Lornak is going to go over and pick up the body and bring it back inside.
Question.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, at some point, Lornak poked his head into a room with a bunch of beds. Wasn't there a person sleeping in one of them?
Yeah, it certainly looked that way.
But as we are in an infirmary, I'm assuming that person is probably quite sick.
I mean, just curious if they just heard anything that we just did.
Feel free to go check. I mean, at one
Fever
point, Aram
dream.
also ran in, grabbed a thing of flowers off a table, and ran back.
They wouldn't have heard anything from the mortuary, but anywhere else they would have, because I still had the lantern in the mortuary. Anyway, I'll say Lornak's back in the room with the body. Oh, I can't move the body, but
Well, that's a good point. You did have the lamp on.
yeah, but it's only a 30-foot radius, so wouldn't have been able to obscure the lobby. Thank you, Dolph.
So you bring this body back inside. The needle that they had jabbed into the bottom of their jaw slides out and just dangles from the end of the catgut on their mouth below them.
That needle was magical, right?
It was magical.
Is it still magical?
It is magical still, yes.
I would like to try to investigate that needle then.
Is that needle magically able to maybe like undo a mouth sewn shut? Just curious.
Investigate that on the needle. So are you plopping this person down somewhere, Lornak?
Yeah, I'll put it them down on one of the slabs in the mortuary.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Anyone that's like looking at this body.
Nope, almost clicked on Fang. We will click. Go.
Zoe's gonna go wander off in the other room, check on that person asleep or whatever.
Okay. Lornak, at the very least, you notice as you drop this person down, a glint of metal in a pocket inside their jacket.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that out.
You pull out a dagger.
Ooh.
It's a like a wavy bladed dagger with a bone hilt. The hilt is
Aram is so interested.
the hilt is carved in the shape of like a humanoid skeleton with arms crossed over the chest. The skull is the pommel. 2 very small rubies set in the skull.
Does it
Lornak,
glow?
I'm assuming
It do be glowing though.
interrupting whatever Elantra is doing, just walks over with the dagger and just starts waving it in front of her eyes.
Waving in
Anything?
front of Elantra's eyes.
Yeah. He doesn't understand how this shit works.
Elantra is just like tracking it, like, can I help you?
Is this magic?
Yes.
You want it?
Let me see it.
Okay, he hands it to her. Or to them.
Gabatha, make me a
Spellcraft?
religion check.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Never mind. Moving on.
Forget I said anything.
Gabatha's, you know, kind of goes on Sundays, sometimes goes on Wednesdays, doesn't go on the other days.
It's spellcraft to identify effects?
Yeah, spellcraft gives you like functionally how it works, and our knowledge arcana you can use to just identify auras.
Fuck.
Oof. Not been your day, Elantra.
Really has not. You do get the number and the strength of auras for free, though, right?
I believe.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
just time. Yeah, then it's 2
I
moderate.
only get the power of the most potent aura.
Okay, well they're tied, so it's 2 moderate auras.
Interesting. Okay. And I'm gonna go over to the needle and try to identify what effects it has as well. Much better.
There we go. Now we're cooking. All right, so you're going to get most of this. You actually sort of saw this working, but essentially whoever uses this is able to insert the needle into their flesh, and it makes them appear ghostly. That much you saw on the fetchling when they did it. You don't 100% know how, like durations and how many times a day you can use it and stuff, but it also gives the ability to become incorporeal for a period of time.
Okay.
So that is how they walked through.
Okay. Cool. What does the monocle have to say about the dagger?
That's a great question. So if you point the monocle at the dagger, the voice you hear in your head says, used for ritual sacrifice by some religious groups.
Interesting. I fill the party in on what those things do.
With that information, since the body's right here, does that dagger look like it matches the dagger wound on Amina?
I'm just gonna say yes. I'm not gonna make you roll a check for it. It certainly the like width of the wound sort of lines up with how the blade waves back and forth along its length.
Are there any other things of magical note on either of these bodies?
No.
Okay.
Is 3 not enough for you, Elantra?
I'm just making sure I don't miss anything.
Wait, 3? Those 2.
The amulet
Ah, yes.
also
yeah.
came
We
from
have the
this
amulet
person.
still that we haven't done
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
with. Which it didn't come in, but I was gonna ask if that person was even able to spell cast without their amulet. But didn't matter.
They did try and cast. Actually, they did successfully cast a spell.
I was gonna say Gabitha's mouth is
Yeah,
sealed shut.
Gabitha's
Oh, yeah,
mouth
right.
is sealed
Right,
over
right.
with skin, which maybe is something that y'all should deal with.
Right? Gabitha's like so furiously writing
Yeah.
notes right now.
No, just,
She's like no respect for the elderly. Back in my day, someone would have taken care of this by now.
And that sounds
think-
more like
Zell is secretly pleased with the current outcome, and so he's just not assist. No, I'm just joking.
Lornak goes up and it's just like holds a fist up like you want me to punch you?
Gabitha likes Lornak definitely the best of everyone, but Gabitha thinks that the only other like elderly person in the group, Elantra, might have the ability to figure out the answers here. So
Elderly.
Gabitha marches over to them and is like gesturing to Elantra and maybe to the monocle too, but trying to figure out what to do about Gabitha's own mouth.
What ideas does Elantra have about this? Is there any like immediate like, oh, back in wizard school?
The classic mouth sewn over.
You can give me a spellcraft or a knowledge. Figure out what happened.
There it is.
Okay. This is a like an intentionally applied spell blight. So they cast some spell which allowed them to inflict, like the sort of chaotic backlash that might come up if you tried to cast a spell in an area that was let's say particularly thin on the veil. So this specifically is like a form of caster croak, which just makes it harder to speak in some way or another, either by inflaming the throat, or in this specific case, covering the mouth, throwing skin over them. So it can be removed magically with anything that removes curses. It can also be this is a nat 20. I'll just give you the fucking list. It can also be removed by the heal spell or the shout spell, or anything similar like a restoration would do. Mundanely, cut it open.
Gabitha's like
It'd be
fine
kind of
with the
gross,
knife.
but you could cut it
Lornak
open.
grabs the like creepy dagger thing and just like Gives a little motion
Not-
like, hey?
Not
eh?
that.
Maybe
Maybe
use
not
one of
that knife.
mine.
Maybe not
Gabitha's
the
like, no,
ritual
no, no.
dagger.
Gabitha puts up her baking, like her cookie baking sheet, like in front of that knife. Like, no, not that one.
Yeah, he figures it out and puts it there.
Aram
sure?
hands him one of his daggers. Like, use this.
I mean, just checking. I'm just, if no one has a heal spell or if no one feels so compelled to help the elderly, but I do want to point out that Gabitha took some damage, was lit on fire.
We
So-
can call.
I mean, I could try to give you a healing potion, but you don't have a mouth right now.
Oh,
Up the nose.
whatever or you can all right. Well, Gabitha will take the dagger, I guess.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to sterilize the dagger.
Thank you.
Nice.
We can call up our good old friend Perseus and get him with his medical club.
Medical club. I don't know if this is really the spot for medical club to shine, but you never know. It's done crazy things before.
Don't worry. Hang on. I've got this. Give me a second. Nope. I want to edit.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just roll on how well you would stab my mouth?
There we go.
Oh, dagger medical. I see.
Much better.
Yeah, can we get a scalpel check?
Yeah. Like a 17 is very precise.
I mean, there should be a scalpel in here, should there?
I would say make a heal check. You can't really miss because she's going to be willing, but you can, like you can't really see the correct edges of her mouth, so you could go too far or not far enough, something like that. So,
Anyone have a steadier hand than say +2 at healing?
Nope.
Since Gabitha's 78, her handshake.
I got a +4, but I'm in the other room. So I don't even know what's going on right now.
Someone could assist and give them a +2.
I'll
Lornak looks
assist.
happy enough to try.
Yeah,
I'll assist.
just got to make a heal check and
Alright.
roll a 10 or better.
I'll let you do yours first because I feel nervous.
Okay, you're gonna get a +2 on this
Ooh.
attempt. You knocked it out of the park, anyways. With a 23, you're able to cut pretty close along the the normal bounds of Gabitha's mouth, and as you complete it, and she opens her mouth fully, the little excess flaps of skin just sort of detach and drop away. But you are going to take 4 points of.
Cool. I would like for you to know that Gabitha's like, because she's trying to gesture that maybe like Fang would be the best one to make the cut. And then she's like, well then. Oh, well, I've seen some things, but I didn't expect for that to happen again. Oh, it took me back. All right, well, thank you very much to all of you kind creatures. And she like smacks Elantra really jollily on the back. She's like, all right, I'm over it.
Aram gives her one of his healing potions.
Why, thank you, young one. I knew you wanted me on this journey. And that's why you were making eyes at me at that first concert.
Aram takes the potion back.
Zal, you are checking in the other room, the sort of patient care room. You're looking for that sleeping person, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume they figured out I was in there at some point. Sure.
So as you like make your way down the hall, you come around the edge of the divider behind where this person is behind. They are out. They have some like pretty serious wounds. They're missing the bottom part of their left leg. Got some other injuries on their left side. It looks like they might have been caught in like a lumber mill accident or something. And they're very much still unconscious.
Okay.
so they were able to stay out the whole time.
Just as a point of order sort of thing, do we have a relative idea of what time it is at this point?
So it's pretty difficult to determine the time, since there is no sun and no moon out right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I just thought I'd ask.
Don't we have that vest?
Not on us.
No, the scarf, the timekeeper's scarf.
I think we left that behind.
Yeah, we didn't take that.
Yeah, because I need to check to see if Percy's kept it. Actually, put it in. We're assuming that Percy still has it until.
Yeah, because he was really excited that fit his character, right?
Well, because it was given to him specifically.
Oh
as a
yeah,
gift,
that's what it was.
why.
That's what it was. Yes.
So I mean, it is night. You know that much.
It's still night. So I mean, we went to bonfires. We met the person an hour later at not even an hour later. She was meeting someone an hour later.
Yeah,
He's-
it was
yeah,
it
it
was
was like
more
maybe
like a
15
half
minutes.
hour.
Yeah, we
that it took you to follow her
stalked
around.
him, did the chase, then dragged him here, and then we fought.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah,
I mean,
and you
that's
talked-
still a good few hours.
Yeah, you talked for a while. So it's definitely been some time. And actually, I'll say, y'all woke up at dawn. So, I think you're starting to notice the time based on just energy levels.
Yeah.
It's pretty late at night. I'm gonna say it's like close to 11 p.m. So you woke up that early, it's gonna be it's pretty close to sleepy time from it.
Yeah. So Lornak will sort of turn to the group and be like, feel as though we need to rest, but I also don't just want to leave 2 dead bodies here. Should we sleep here?
This is the mortuary.
Zahel is since coming back, by the way. And he'll mention there's beds in the other room.
Oh, I don't know about sleeping here. This seems like a bad energy. Also, what would they think when they return tomorrow in the morning to find us here?
Well, what would they think if they find 2 dead bodies, one that doesn't have any skin and one that looks super fucked up?
I mean, the bodies are in the right place at least.
That's true.
That being said, Zahel does not like the idea of staying here because the enemy clearly knows where we are at.
Well, they
Good
knew
point.
where they were at.
We
They
should
could have
definitely
tailed
move on.
us, but they.
Does anyone have a piece of paper? We'll just leave a note.
I don't know.
Sorry for the bodies.
The mention of a note, Lornak sort of like looks away a little bit. He didn't know how to
Yeah, I
write.
could totally write a note if I needed to. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
As you guys are having this discussion, the front door opens, and a halfling yelps as they see the blood stains on the floor, the scorch marks on the wood.
Well, I guess that answers that. Hello.
They rush to the mortuary, following the trail of damage. And you see bursting through the door Dibby Mender, the halfling that you spoke with on the first day. What happened?
It's a complicated question.
Yeah. A lot of things. And Lornak will sort of motion to the 2 bodies.
Who are they? Did you kill them? Are they are they the ones that killed Growlrat? Or is that
At least
Probably.
one of them. And the other one seems to be the one who killed our other friend here.
And he'll
And-
run up and like examine the body
just
and like poke at
As he's
the.
going by Lauren, he'd be like, I swear, the skin thing, we did not do the skin thing. That was not us.
He'll poke at the sutures on the mouth of the fetchling.
Not that either. That totally like that before.
Gross. The head? Did you do the head? I bet you did the head.
I did
That
the head.
one. Yeah, that one was him.
Yeah, that was me.
Yes, this is the place for dead bodies, so if it's gonna happen somewhere.
Sorry
We do
about
you
the
understand?
shop. I could do. And he's just gonna hand him 5 gold.
So I was going to say this before he barged in, but I'm just going to use prestidigitation to like try to clean like blood specifically, mostly.
Okay.
Just try to like, unfuck the place a bit.
What does that look like?
I think that the they like say some gobbledygook and you see the blood that is still liquid right now. I'm just gonna assume sort of pulls up um like when if you drop like water in a very hot pan and it doesn't quite touch the surface because it's boiling on the very
Yeah.
bottom. It's sort of that look, and then it just sort of rises slowly and then turns to like this like dust that just sort of spreads away into the air.
Thanks for that, at least. I don't know if you'll be able to fix this floor as easily. Motioning to the like the hole where the earth elemental burrowed through, and
Holes.
the 2 holes actually, yeah, and the scorch
3
marks.
holes.
Well-
No, because it was one to burrow from here to here.
And then use the
And
same
then-
one.
Oh, use the
last
Yeah,
same
it
one.
reused
Okay.
a hole.
Okay,
Oh,
it didn't move
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there's scorch marks on the ground gathered around this door, and over here as well.
Lornak kind of nods and then takes another 5 gold and hands it to him.
That's plenty. Thank you. I will get someone to.
I'm really sorry about your shop.
Well, just came in here to check on the Ivo over there, motioning towards the patient care area.
Oh, he's still asleep.
That's good at least. Are you guys in good shape? Do you need any care? I can do a little bit. I'm not as good as Mr. Strells, but I know some things.
Gabitha might need some help.
Gabitha, definitely.
Oh, yes, my dear. Like, Gabitha was already strolling forward, like, an old soul like me traveling the world. Oh, it's such a pity. Yes, please.
And he'll walk up and pull out like a couple of herbs from his pocket and crush them in his hand and then press them again. Light wound.
Thank you. Gabitha also makes sure to point out her very chapped lips. Now, since they were sewed together, she's like, "Oh, these hurt so bad. If you have any lotion, thank you."
We actually do have a wide selection of lotions, mostly for burns and.
Thank you. I'll take them all.
Oh well. Okay.
You're such a dear.
Just pretend I paid for them.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. This coin covers.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for knowing how to treat an elderly member of society.
And if the
All right.
I'm
So
sorry, I
Dibby
forget the
heals you
halfling's
for
name.
9 HP.
I'm sorry if I
Bless.
forget the halfling's name, but Lornak will also sort of tap him and then just sort of motion to Fang.
Oh. Ooh.
I don't know if
It-
if you're comfortable.
He'll hold out his prosthetic arm towards Fang and just sort of like slowly inch forward.
He's really quite friendly.
Good boy.
Lorna?
Rests it on the top of Fang's head. Like one eye closed, sort of expecting to get bit or rebuffed in some way.
Fang, down. And then Fang will lay down.
All right, I gotta jet y'all.
Yeah, he'll go up and do the same.
You want to heal me for 20? That's cool. Sweet.
Get 9, or Fang gets 9 as well.
Sweet.
Aram gestures at the cut he has. It's not big, but is there anything you can do about this?
Yeah. Have any more? Like,
That's fine.
Reaching around looking for, trying to find those herbs again, but he doesn't have any more.
Don't worry about it then.
You have bandages. We've got lots of bandages.
It's okay.
Fang walks over and licks Aram.
Oh. Aram scratches Fang's ears.
It's immediately infected where he looked.
Not on the cut.
Getting dog germs all up in that cut.
Can I give Fang a treat?
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
Yeah.
I give him a piece of like beef jerky from my rations.
He happily accepts. So should we?
Are y'all staying up all night like the others, or?
We were actually gonna go rest. Is it all right if we leave these here?
This is where you would have taken them after you killed them somewhere else.
Yeah, you make a good point.
This is the mortuary, after all. It's kind of our thing. Well, that and keeping people from dying in the first place, but that's sort of counter to what goals were here, so we'll just deal with the aftermath.
Thank you.
Does that mean you're done? Should I tell Mr. Strells that
No,
you finished? And
there's more
Unfortunately,
work to be done yet, but
yes.
we're part of the way finished.
there's more of them?
Unfortunately.
Well, I said that means it wasn't bone drinkers. Does that mean the bone drinkers aren't real after all?
And
Well,
Lornak
that's the
sort of
thing,
points
you
at
can't
the
really
thing.
prove a negative like that, right? Like, whenever you say, "Oh, bone drinkers aren't real," there's always someone say, "Well, your methodology was flawed. You just don't know how to find bone drinkers."
Dimmy's just gonna like get like a blank look across his face and look around at the rest of you. Like, is that makes sense to
Lornak.
anyone else?
Lornak just shrugs.
No, that makes perfect sense.
It makes some sense.
Right. Okay.
But one of them said they have more friends, unfortunately.
And one of them might drink bones. Just saying.
This one turned into a ball of fire.
That explains the burn marks. Don't have any explanation for how they did that, but guess that will be your job. That out.
Just a note for the future. Can't punch it.
Keep that in mind next time someone turns into fire.
Good to know.
So are you guys gonna head off to get some rest for the evening?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Gabitha, are you going back to a house you've been to before?
It's tough because Galitha, like, she doesn't want the group to feel left out. So she's like, I'm sure one of my cousins would give you space on their floor. But yeah, she's gonna go hang out with one of her family members.
Ornika's going to attempt to return to the stables.
Yeah, Aram, Elantra, and Zell will have rooms somewhere. I can return to those. Lornak, you will not have any difficulty getting into the stable. You will find it completely ended at this.
Easy peasy.
As you move through the city, your various destinations, there are still bonfires going. Probably one of them has died down and lost a lot of its population, but people have sort of gathered around other ones that are still going strong. Yeah, and there's performances still going on at the Silver Shimmer. People are hunkering down for a long night. Well, take the alternative approach to try and get some rest. Elantra, what's the sleeping situation for you?
Tossing and turning, but some rest in there.
Yeah, I think anytime you fall asleep, you experience a different nightmare and wake up quickly after.
Excellent.
They range greatly in what they depict. There doesn't seem to be any real pattern. You're just sort of being hit with any old nightmare you've gotten before, you're getting it again. Everyone else that sleeps is also going to experience ranging in the terrifying nature of it, but for the most part it's going to be the type of thing where you're you in the dream you wake up in your bed and like wander out of the room, find that there's no one around, it's completely dark, you step outside, and then some beast emerges from the darkness and chases you through the streets. For at least one of you, you find yourself just in a completely black void with red eyeballs piercing, popping out all in front of you until you awaken right before they try and lurch out at you. So you're all going to get the benefits of rest. You heal your level in HP, but you will all be fatigued following day. Result of the visions that you experience attempting to sleep during the fell.
What
So
does fatigue?
What does
there we go.
fatigue do again?
So you should have the fatigued condition on your character sheet that you can just check and turn on, and that'll.
Ooh, it lowers
That'll-
strength and dex.
It's not great.
Unfortunate.
Oh no.
This doesn't really affect me that much.
You cannot run or charge. Get a -2 penalty to strength and dex. And the only way to remove it really is to get actual restful sleep. Fortunately.
Question: would that also affect Fang?
What's Fang's intelligence right now?
Fang has an intelligence of 3.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
Not
Fang
sure
is okay.
Creatures of an intelligence 3 dream or not. Not sure.
I think
My dog
they,
dreams.
Yeah, I think they do. I think we at least believe that normal dogs dream, and Fang is more intelligent than a normal dog. But don't think that they are sensitive to the thinness of the weave.
Wow, can't run or charge.
Yeah, it's not great. There's some like magical ways that it can be removed. I don't know off the top of my head exactly what spells can do it, but there are ways to get rid of fatigue. But as everyone wakes up, having not a great night of sleep, you recall sort of the previous day's events and the information that you gathered before the fight broke out. You didn't get any names, but you did find out. You did find out that this imposter was not alone. In fact, you met and defeated one of their fellows. That they were, or that they are, engaging in a ritual for knowledge and power, which peaks on this coming evening, 13th, and that they are here specifically because they need to rile up the city to complete it. So with that in mind, you meet up somewhere to continue your journey. Stop the ritual that's happening in the woods somewhere. I think that's where we're going to stop.
Yeah, we can say that we agreed to meet at the inn that they're staying at for ease of
Yeah,
starting